well. I'll be honest, this kind of felt like a series finale. If we didn't know that, there was going to be more Gene down the line. But yeah, this was a long episode, and this felt like this pretty much wrapped everything up. So
Yeah, I mean, we're right into Breaking Bad there, right here. I think it's somebody in the chat here said it. If I didn't miss who said it to. I think it was Wyatt Kern. Saul timeline is dead or done, not dead. Sorry, Saul timeline is done, and we're into Breaking Bad, and then probably gonna finish in Gene era, right? So
that's what I'm thinking. So
yeah,
before we get into that, gotta say hello to everybody. Welcome to another Notorial After Show. This is man, I can't believe it. 4 episodes left. This was I honestly was surprised again. I initially thought episode 10 was going to be the finale for the prequel stuff, and probably I wasn't sure how they were going to put in Breaking Bad stuff. So, but if you look at the name of the episode for next week is just called Nippy. It doesn't have it doesn't have "and" in the title, because every episode has had Wine and Roses, Carrot and Stick, Rock and a Hard Place, Hit and Run, all the way up to Fun Games. But next week is called just Nippy, Nippy. So
yeah,
I knew right away it was going to be different. I just didn't think it would. Honestly didn't think it would end like this.
I was right there with you. I thought we'd go from Saul to Gene. I didn't. And it looks like again, Wyatt says it in the chat there. I think we're gonna get a whole Breaking Bad era episode, at least one, right? I mean, that's what it seems to be. We're gonna get something in there. At least that's what I feel like. That would make most sense, and then you still be right. You have 3 Gene episodes, but because I think 4 Gene episodes is probably too many. So I mean, I think they're setting up maybe to get Walton and streamer brain. Why can't I remember his name?
Jesse.
Mr. Pinkman. Get them in there, right? So it's, which I think is awesome. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know why I didn't think it was going to happen, but I think that could be cool. Just seeing some of the events from his perspective.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm kind of curious what purpose that this will serve. Them doing all this in Breaking Bad, because the thing that they kept saying is, after the series is over with, we're never going to see Breaking Bad in the same light or in the same way. So, but yeah, well, you said, we've never seen Saul. We've only seen Saul when he's right on hand on business with them.
Yeah,
we've never seen his house until this season. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they had to use that set more than just for that opening segment in the first episode.
Well, it's funny. I think if you like, how do I put it? Like, you're sort of right. It's sort of a season finale, but I'm so ready for the next episode. Like, I don't know how to explain it, because it's just like, it's gonna be cool. I didn't expect it. I don't know why. Maybe I should read a little bit more about there's some spoilers and stuff. But I didn't expect to have a Breaking Bad era episode at all. I thought we'd get like a little cameo with Jesse and Walt, and that would be it, or some flashback or something. So I'm ready to see like how they do it, what part of the timeline it is, if it's right at the end, if they do a little bit of everything. It's going to be pretty darn cool to see, I think.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're going to try to align. I'm wondering if this is going to take place during the season 4 episode 5 cold open, where you had or leading into it right before like he has to flee and all that. Mm-hmm. I'm curious if they're going to go further into that part of the
I sort of hope they almost do like pieces, right? I mean, like almost like, I don't know how they do it, but like meeting Walt a little bit of in the middle, what he's doing in the background sort of things, while Walt's messing everything up, him stressing out and doing his thing because Walt's messing everything up.
Maybe we'll see the scene where Walt talks to him about the ricin cigarette, because I think that was off screen. That was something that we shockingly found out, but I think that's where they poisoned Brock and everything. We can see that.
Well, I think it's going to be very cool, just because even if they do some of the same conversations they had in Breaking Bad, but from Saul's perspective instead of Walt's perspective, I think that could be a really cool thing to play with, because you're seeing the same scene, but it's like you're on Jimmy's side of the story, not Walt's side of the story. I think that could be extremely fun and interesting if that's what they do. I have no idea, but I'm ready for it, right? I mean, I love the show.
All right, so I got to ask the chat this question. with what happened with Kim, did any of you predict that in particular? So the one thing that I predicted, or one of my ideas, was that she was going to get disbarred. So did any of you see that coming? Just let us know.
What, disbarred or just what happened? You mean?
Well, no, I thought she was going to get disbarred. Like that, I was just thinking of like what would happen to her. So she didn't get disbarred. Spoiler alert. And if you're here, you haven't watched the episode, why are you here?
Go watch the episode, then watch the replay, or get back here in time.
get back here in time. But I'm just curious.
I didn't see it coming. Like, I know you've said that a few times. I think I remember you saying you thought she was going to get disbarred, or something was going to happen,
or they were going to leave. She was going to leave him, or he was going to leave her.
Yeah, we sort of saw that coming, but it was sort of, I don't know. They did it well. I didn't see her just giving up her law, like just saying I quit. I didn't see that coming. I thought she might leave and go lawyer somewhere else. You know what I mean? And maybe she does, but
I mean, yeah, she has. She canceled her bar with New Mexico. So
right. Well, obviously she's leaving. So 46 in chat, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming,
welcome, everybody. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're
hit the like
subscribe button too.
I'm curious. Overall episode, were you happy with it? It was a little slow for a little bit.
It was slow. Like it felt like it started off decent, and then it became. I mean, the worst scene in this episode, in my opinion, was the scene with Gus at the bar. Now I'm guessing, because it felt like I'm guessing this was his way of picking up a date with that waiter dude, and
yeah, I think
he just and then he had that little. They were talking about wines, very sophisticated type of deal. He's swigging the wine. He's smelling the cork. They're talking about the flavor. I know this because I worked in. I'm not a drinker. I don't know much about alcohol, but I did work in liquor department, and the customers that like to buy, who are very particular about their wines. they knew like they could tell you like how different a Chardonnay is versus a Merlot versus a Pinot Noir, and you go on forever. But I forgot what the wine is that they got, but it just kind of I
think it's like Tom said before we started. It was basically the confirm Gus's gay scene, I think.
Yeah. And
that was it.
And I think and because of his feelings, he still has his anger and his revenge that he wants to carry out against Don Eladio and the cartel.
Yeah.
So he just he's not in it for a relationship. I mean, he had a nice, beautiful conversation, and then
I think I think he was considering taking him home. I mean, I guess that's somebody obviously he has good conversations with. I guess that's what we're supposed to take from it was this is a guy that he's come here. They have some sort of a friendly relationship, and Gus has thought about taking him home and having his way with him, but he's in too much danger, and bringing somebody into his world is putting them directly in danger and weakening him, because that's another.
Yeah, they could use the cartel could use him.
Yeah,
he'd be a liability.
That's how I took all that. It's he's gay.
Yeah,
he's in a relationship with this guy. He would like to take him home and have a relationship with this guy, but he's not gonna, because it's something that could be used against him. That was all that I got from that.
And it's like I said earlier. I mean, like the anger that he has for this cartel, because they killed what was this? I keep
Matt. Is it
Max?
Matt? Max? I always forget. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Max. I think it's Max. Sorry, guys. Sorry,
is it Max? I think it's Max.
But Max. Yeah, probably Max. And it's just like unless you were joined at the hip, you truly loved him like a spouse, or like a lover, and then that's taken away from you. I mean, I can't imagine anything making you more angry and more vulnerable than that. So, so and of course they show Salamanca, making fun of him, calling them butt buddies and the chicken butt brothers, mean horrible shit like that. And but yeah, they failed to know what Gus. I mean, the thing is, they failed to know what Gus is capable of. I mean, he was part of Pinochet. He had to flee Pinochet's regime, so he had some. I think he had some powerful connections in Chile, but we don't know that, and I don't think we ever know. But my question for you is this: do you think with this prequel, do you think we're done with Mike and Gus?
Well, past. I mean, I think we'll still see him somewhere. I mean,
I
think
this timeline?
this next episode, maybe Mike might be gone, depending where they come in with. Because I think that's sort of a good stopping point with Mike. You know, he went and I mean, I don't know if we're obviously going to go through the episode, but Mike's final scene with Nacho's father, I think, was a good sort of, you know, that he got the last sort of thing that was holding him back off his chest as like his last regret, you know, making sure his father knew what happened to him. Right now he's, you know, that was like his last sort of, you know, connection to being a good guy, I guess. I don't know. So, I mean, I think I think we might be done with Mike, maybe a little bit here or there, like is a scene with,
I mean, I'd love to
in
see
the
another
next episode.
I'd love to see another scene with him and Jesse. I mean,
well, obviously we get in
I
the
love
Gene
that.
era. He's gone. So
yeah, Gene era. He's going to be. They're all gone except for Kim. At least that's what I think.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know, we kind of went way ahead of ourselves. Do you want to get into the full episode? Let's get.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're rolling, and that's why I sort of didn't want to say too much because, like, are we gonna start from the beginning, or are we just gonna go for it? Right? I mean, there's a lot to talk about. Like, that's the thing. It's like, it was a sort of a slow episode. It was like definitely a slowly paced episode, but there's still tons to talk about. And I wouldn't say it was bad at all. It was still a good, enjoyable episode. Especially it ramped up to 100 at the end. I think. I mean, not action, but sort of drama wise, right? So.
Yeah. All right. So this is Better Call Saul, episode 9, Fun and Games. And believe it or not, before watching this, I had the AMC on and they were playing Forrest Gump, the end of Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
And that's still another gut punch of a ending of a movie where he's crying. He's talking to Jenny's grave and he's crying and stuff. And this is the first time I've seen it in years. And this is like probably the first time I actually, you know, felt tears and stuff. So, but yeah, that's
you watched the whole thing?
No, I just watched like the final like 10, 15 minutes. And so you get to see Haley Joel Osment. He's like this tall back then. And he's exactly the same height now. No offense. Yeah. Haley Joel's great. He's a great actor.
He is.
He's just shorter. He's shorter than me. And that's, you know, that's okay. That's fine. You
know? There's the Hulu show he's in that he's just a crack up. Whatever. I'll have to think about it. But it's like a game, like Future Man. Have you seen Future Man on Hulu?
Yeah, I've seen the first episode. It's very. I'm surprised how dirty it is.
He's so dirty. Yeah. Sorry. All right, we're getting off track.
The kid from the Hunter Gangs, I think, is the main character.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, so let's like they say on YouTube. Let's get into this.
Yes, sir.
So scene 1, and I'll do the best I can. I'm sure I might have left quite a few details out, but so first thing we see is that they're raising the Saul Goodman sign outside of his firm. Business, and like they were saying, like Mike was telling them to do last week, business as usual. We see Saul and Francesca witnessing this. Francesca actually smiles for once with him. And then we see Kim doing some pro bono. And while all that's going on, Mike and the crew are cleaning the apartment. And dude, like I wonder, like, if they start a cleaning business, like how much would they charge? Like, look at all that they went through. They had the ultraviolet light looking through everything. Yeah. I mean, like, just like, I'm guessing cleaners are like super duper expensive. Like they're nuts.
I mean, discretion, not only attention to detail, but discretion for not letting, you know, what happened and all that stuff. But I mean, I think the transition scene to scene was also very, very good. You know, you had the coffee and the ringing of the towel, you know, it was very creative going back and forth. But yeah, man, they were digging through everything, you know, setting up the fridge exactly right. It's like attention to detail through the roof. Yeah, Mike's got a business right there, man.
Oh yeah, like just easily. And I guess we get to, and then of course that's where we first see him in Breaking Bad. Is he comes in and he just cleans up all the drugs. He doesn't clean up the place. He just cleans up the drugs and coaches Jesse on what to say. I was out. I don't know anything, or something like that. So, but yeah, so they get a new refrigerator. And of course, Saul puts a neck brace on his client, something we've seen before.
Yes, sir.
And like I just said, Mike's crew uses ultraviolet light to find everything. Like they're looking for everything that they can, anything that's incriminating.
I have to say real quick, I'm loving the Lyle love in the chat. We all know Lyle is the secret mastermind of everything. You guys are all right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lyle's still with us. Now I was shocked. I was appalled that we didn't get to see Lyle tonight.
What the hell?
It's like it's just like we saw him last week. He sang the Los Boyos song.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear part 2.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We all know he's like the super double agent man knows everything, right? He reports right to Don Eladio, right?
He controls. He's like Darth Jar Jar. He controls Don Eladio. He is.
You're right. What am I talking about? Controlling from behind the scenes.
Why do you think Don Eladio made the decision that he made tonight? It wasn't because of logic.
Lyle let him know, right? It's like
it was because Lyle called him right before Gus arrived, and man, he had to speak the part.
Lyle's tradecraft is unbelievable. What a
I know
Chad.
people are gonna be pissed off because I compared Lyle to Jar Jar.
Please don't do that.
Lyle actually will stick up. Lyle will stick up for his boss. He won't be like, I give up. Squeeze me. I give up. But yeah, 0 out of 10. Wyatt Kern says 0 out of 10 for not having Lyle. That's a great one. Lyle is Heisenberg. That'd be a hilarious. That'd be a hilarious ending. So, all right. So going back. So they get home to see a very clean apartment. We get that shot that we saw, right after episode 7's ending. That was like the preview. Was we saw in black and white the apartment from that angle. It was almost that same exact shot, but this time in color. So,
right.
So there we go. So that's where that is connected. And then of course Mike is burning everything. Oh, by the way. They picked up. Mike was taking care of all the stuff on that board, so they kept pictures, sticky notes of their diabolical plan to ruin Howard. Well, Mike cleaned that up too. Took everything, started a little bonfire in the middle of nowhere, and just burned everything involved.
Yeah, so. Even the report everything to Lyle sticker gone.
Yeah. There you go. And of course, Saul repeats Mike's. And then they get home. They see the kit. They see the place is so clean. And it's funny is she's one thing I noticed last week and this week. Remember when Mike was coaching Kim and Jimmy on what to do next after the whole thing? Mm-hmm. Kim did not move. Kim did not move at all. She was just staring into space the whole time. And it was Jimmy who was moving and saying stuff, and then they followed it up today's episode, and she still was staring into the apartment, and Jimmy went into the room, which means that she is not over the shit.
Yeah, she's not processing it at all. Yeah,
no.
Or she's still processing it. She hasn't been able to sort of consolidate it in her mind. She's still trying to process everything that happened. She's not okay. Not even close.
No.
Neither of them are.
And I'm like, okay, thinking, where are they going with this? Is she gonna leave? Is she gonna break up with him? Is she gonna blame herself and maybe off herself because
that was a possibility.
Because like I said, had she not turned around, had they canceled that thing, had they canceled the scam on Howard, he'd be alive. That's how I'm gonna swear. That's how fucked up this is.
Well, I mean,
and this is what she's thinking about.
Well, that too, and she's carrying around the guilt of all that because she even says it towards the end. I mean, we'll get there, but even slipping the beans that Lalo's are still around. She said, you would have pulled the plug. I mean, and then Howard would still be here, and we'd probably be broken up anyway. So it's just like she obviously 100% blames herself for what happened to Howard.
But I wasn't sure what they were going to do. So that was the thing. I wasn't sure if they were going to stay. I wasn't sure if they were going to leave right after that but we'll get to that when we get to that. So
yeah.
But I wrote that. I even wrote this down. Like this is like they'll know that. And yeah, and this is where Saul basically repeats what Mike tells him. He's like one day, um, we won't. There will be a day where we won't think about this at all, and then is when we can forget.
Right.
Then we know we can forget.
Right.
And she does not react to it. And then of course, I wrote down. I literally wrote down. She is not over this. Right here. That was that thing. That's the thing called a brain that I thought so.
Yeah,
And
not even close to over it. Not even in the ballpark vicinity. She is damaged.
And then for about majority of the episode, we do not see Jimmy and Kim. This felt like they were really trying to wrap up Gus and Mike's storylines in this episode. So
that's
it felt like a series finale again.
We transition into Gus there, right? Is that where we go from
That's
there?
right. And this was I like this part of the episode. So I mean
the meeting.
Yes, the meeting. Yeah. Drive. I mean, this was at night, so they're driving at night. Gus approaches. I'm like, who's driving? I'm like, oh, that's Gus. Once I saw the glasses, I'm like, okay, that's Gus.
Yeah.
And he approaches the gate, and there's a guard. And I was like, okay, this makes sense because I don't know if any of you saw the preview, but I saw the pictures of they were going to have Eladio, they were going to have Bolsa, and they were going to have Gus, and they were all it looked like they were all in the same scene. It takes place at night and everything. So I was like, okay, this is it. And I was like, okay, this is going to really fully wrap up the whole Lalo storyline by making it making sense that they don't go after him and that he's still able to function during the events of Breaking Bad.
Right.
So of course he's in pain. He gets out of the car and then you see he has a little bit of a twinge. Yep. And the thing is, he has to freaking hide this.
Yeah,
because if they find out that he has a bullet, they're going to ask questions.
Yep.
And
pat down. Yeah, they pat down. He winces a few times too. He's totally gutting it out.
Yes. Oh yes. So, and yeah, they pat him down because it's not Eladio. He don't make no. He doesn't have the luxury of being careless. So, and of course we see everybody's there. They're having a meeting. Everybody's there waiting for Gus. And of course, Bolsa's there and Don Hector's there. We get to see Don Hector again. Ding, 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 ding. And I loved how Eladio treated him. He's like, I can't like to have you stay, but then he'd be like, ding, 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 ding. I just can't have it. It's just like how he smiles. He smiles, but he's a complete snake at heart.
Yeah, but could you believe that conversation between the brothers and Don Hector? Just how long it would have taken to get all that down on paper? What he had to say. I mean,
they had to use the letters. Oh my gosh, it must have taken like
forever.
Yes,
forever. I obviously the hate. Like I don't know what. So I guess. I don't know if you're ready to talk about that scene, or you want to go over it and then talk about it, because I have a question for you.
Okay, let's go. Let's talk about it.
Do you think, obviously Don Eladio knows that Gus hates them all? Do you think he believes Don Hector and he just doesn't care because Gus makes so much money for him?
I think he probably Hector hates him. Everybody knows Hector hates him.
Oh yeah.
So I think Hector's, anger and his hatred is clouding his better judgment, and there's no proof. Like he literally asked for proof. He's just like, "Oh, really? All right." And he's like, did you see Lalo? Is he dead?" And they're like, "Yeah, we saw him. He was burnt up." And they're like, "Did you?" And he asked the two cousins. He's like, "Did you witness him talking to Lalo?" And they're like, "No."
Well, but my question is because at the end of that whole thing, Don Eladio stops and looks at him. He's like, "I saw in your eyes, I see hate, but it should be just a little. And a little hate's okay, but as long as you know who's in charge, right?"
Yeah.
So I took from that.
Well, I mean, he knows.
He thinks, or probably thinks, Don Hector is telling the truth, but he just doesn't care.
I mean. That's a good question. I'm not sure. he might, there might be some truth to it. Like I think he has a very nuanced take to it. There might be some truth to it, but I don't think he truly believes it. And of course, like you said, Gus is making him a lot of money.
Yeah.
And Bolsa stands with him. And there's really no proof. Like there's reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
There's reasonable doubt, and that's why. And like it's like, okay, I can punish him, but then our profits are going to be shit. Our profits are going to be much less than before. So why?
That's exactly how I took it. Was well,
so it was a business.
It's like if you did it or not, I don't care. Just know who your boss is and keep making me money, and that's it.
Yeah.
So did not do it, I don't care. Just keep making me money, and I'm the boss.
Yeah, and I loved Gus's response. They're like, "Oh, Hector has accused you of this and this and this," and like, do you have something to say? And Gus is like, "No, I have nothing to say." He's very composed. He's very stoic in his facial expressions. And he's like, "No, I have nothing to say." Yeah. And Bolsa's like, dude, you have to. She's like, Gustavo, you have to say something.
Bolsa, stop being such a pussy.
Yeah, and I loved how the meeting ended, and Bolsa took a deep breath.
Giant glass too. Did you see how much he filled that glass up?
Yes,
he filled it all the way up.
Yes. But yeah, it was just like, yeah, and Hector was just dinging the whole time to the point where Eladio just had him dismissed. Like, you can sleep in my bed.
Just carry him off.
And he's like, and he looks at the cousins, and the cousins looks at the cousins, like, take him away. The cousins, you see the cousins, like, they're lethal killers. Like they're not afraid of anybody. Well, they're afraid of, obviously they're afraid of Hector because you've seen Breaking Bad. And of course, they're also afraid of Eladio, or they fear Eladio. They will listen to Eladio. So it was very interesting to see Eladio kind of in that position. Like, he wasn't just and then just shoots a guy. Like, there was like some intimidation there. That was, I thought, was pretty nice to see. What else was I going to say about this particular?
You got some good comments rolling in here too.
All right, so let's take a look. I haven't even been looking. My bad.
Yeah. We got all the normal players in chat. So thank you all for coming again. You guys are great.
Thank you. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I love the end shot where it was very similar to in Breaking Bad with the shot from the camera inside underneath the water, and you see Gus from above. It also made me think, if you've ever seen the Bond movie Thunderball, they did a similar shot where they fed a guy to a sharks in the pool at the villain's estate. Largo, I believe was his name. And you see a similar type of shot there, except of course they put a filter on it to make it seem like, oh, there's blood all over the pool now because the shark ate the poor bastard. So, but yeah, Eladio knows that Gus hates him. I mean, they killed him. They killed Max right in front, and they forced him to watch, and they forced to watch as blood was emptying from his head and into the pool.
Yeah.
So
I don't think there's any doubt. I don't think there's any doubt that there's hate there. I just think, and maybe it's just me, but I just think that he knows full on that Gus probably killed Lalo, and he just doesn't care, because one of the Salamancas are loose cannons, and Gus is making way too much money. So it's like, all right, well, just know that I'm the boss and don't try and pull any bull with me, and we're fine. Keep doing what you're doing.
I was hoping to see a final scene with Gus just walking into that nursing home or walking wherever Hector is. And he's like, yes, your nephew is dead. And I'm going to make sure the rest of your family dies before you.
Look, man, there's still a chance. We're in Breaking Bad era. There's a chance we might get a little bit more Gus. We'll see.
Yeah, then we might. I don't know. Yeah. It felt like it did feel like a send off. In some ways, it did feel like a send off.
Yeah, weird one for him though, because that leads us to the bar scene, right? Right after that, is that when the bar scene comes in?
The bar scene happens.
Or is that later?
So the bar scene happens after. So Gus gets back home.
Right.
So Gus gets back home.
Oh, that's right.
It's light out, and you know what he does? He opens the windows. You know how significant it is for him to open the windows.
Yep.
He was on a complete lockdown with this whole Lalo situation for, I don't remember how much time went by. I think it was
a while.
It was at least a month.
At least. Yeah, at least.
So,
probably much longer, but yeah.
And he was probably barely sleeping, and everything was shut. He was hidden. He had obviously, so he goes downstairs, and of course there's Mike. You know, Mike is standing in front of that uber secret passage.
Yeah.
Every time they open that door, I want to hear the Zelda jingle. Every time they open a secret door.
Nerd. Me too. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. I did put a clip of Ocarina of Time in my Better Call Saul video when they open that door.
Yeah, you should do it. Why not?
It was the clip where Link gets the Song of Time. He's in the catacombs, and he goes into a corridor. It gets dark, and then lights up, and he gets the Song of Time, which allows day to become the night and night become day.
Yeah,
if you're into Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Some of this channel deals with, which is my current project actually. But going back, so I didn't get what everything Mike talked about, but Mike basically said that the lawyers, Kim and Jimmy did their part.
Yep.
And the situation with that is over. Like everything went down without a hitch.
Yep.
And one thing that they did bring up that's a wink to Breaking Bad is, Gus says they're going to need a new engineer and a new crew to resume building the uber secret lab.
Yep.
And Mike's like, okay, well, this is what we're going to need. And it's going to be a very long time before this is even ready. And Gus is like, start today.
Get on it.
And Mike's like, oh, I got to do more work.
Gosh, darn it.
And he walks through the corridor. He's like, okay.
All right. Yeah.
And,
get on it.
And of course, we get the scene with Gus in the bar talking to that guy. He's eyeing the guy. Then the guy comes here. He's like, "Oh, Mr. Fring, welcome back," and talks about a bunch of stuff. And we learn that Mr. Fring, Gus, likes to drink wine, and the wine was called Dressler and Vaughn. I wrote this down. Of course, the waiter comes up to him. I think his name was Mark. If I remember. I don't know if you guys.
I think so. I don't remember.
Well, I'll call him Mark. Important. I'll call him Mark. So Mark and they talk about wine. They talk about all that stuff. I think he gives him this other wine called La Landome. And then, of course, they talk about vineyards. And of course, they talk about the vineyards and how meaty and irony the wine tastes. And of course, he walks away and he has to deal with another customer. And of course, then Gus drinks and then his facial expression, and then he leaves. He's like, tell Mark I'll have to take a rain check on this.
Had to got called away, I think is how he said it.
Yeah, he got called away. So that was the end of that. So that was the last we see of Gus in this episode.
Yeah, and we talked about it before, but I think that's probably that is Gus' confirmation scene and just he's relaxed a little bit, but he's not ready to put anybody else or to have anybody else used against him. I think, right? I think that's what we got from that. Is that what?
Yeah, and Heisenberg 710 says, "Never been so happy to hear public masturbation." Oh boy, yeah, we haven't gone there yet. So now went to another commercial. Now we're focusing on Mike. So Mike comes home, turns on the lights, puts on a baseball game, watches baseball.
Yeah.
And I don't think New Mexico has a baseball team. So I'm guessing because he's from Philly, he's still a Phillies fan.
Oh yeah, I mean, it could have been Arizona or something too.
Maybe. But I think because he's from Philly, he'd be Phillies fan, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so he goes into he watches baseball. Then of course he goes up, or what he does is he actually goes into his closet. He opens the floorboard, and there's his little case with his gun.
Yep.
And then he finds Nacho's father's fake license that Nacho made for him with the new name and everything. So he goes to watch more baseball, and then of course he changes his mind. And I was like, "Are we going to see? Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it?" And yeah, So we get one last scene with Mr. Varga, Nacho's father, and with all that I've all the investment that I've built with Nacho's character, how sad we all were to see him take his own life because he had to, and the way it ended, he didn't get out of this. He didn't get out of this at all. And you kind of think about all the how messed up Breaking Bad was, especially the idea that when someone dies, whoever's involved in the game, and if they die, they're never found again. And they're especially telling in the season 5 Breaking Bad with Lydia, when Mike sneaks into Lydia's condo, and he's holding her at gunpoint, and she's like, you have to let my daughter discover me. He's like, no, we're not going to let you. We can't do that. That's not how we do things. And you just think about it, it's just so messed up. And of course, that's ultimately what happens to Mike. If you've seen Breaking Bad, Walt kills him, and then they dissolve him, and there's nothing left of him.
Well,
and his family. What's fucked up is his family. Kaylee and I can't remember
his daughter-in-law. Yeah,
Stacy. Kaylee and Stacy don't know what the fuck. They don't know what the fuck happened to him.
Yeah, I know that
they don't. And they get no money. They get nothing out of this.
Yeah, I know that this was. I know you've talked about it a few times. You were hoping. I think you were hoping for this scene. Because you were. I think there was a few times you said that you were afraid that Nacho's father would get no closure at all, and he'd just go on living life, not knowing what happened to Nacho at all. So I'm wondering if you felt, because I know this is something you wanted, right?
Yes.
You were hoping for the scene. So how did you feel about it? Did you like how it went down? Do you think did it go down as expected?
It went exactly. Mr. Varga reacted exactly. He was consistent with how he was throughout the whole show. He reacted to Mike exactly how I was expecting him to.
Yep.
I was
the same.
I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, if it was anybody else, they'd probably call the police, or they'd be like, "Who are you? Let me know who you are." But then again, I think his father knew that these are dangerous people, and that he did not engage. He was smart enough not to engage Mike by threatening the police or anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, his father's not a dumb man. He's just he's a good man that doesn't like what his son got into, right? And
he did keep telling his son to go to the police. That's not going to help.
Yep. And I did have to say that I did like Mike's description of Nacho. That
yes,
fell in with some bad people, but good heart, and was never like them. And
he went. It was quick. He literally said it was quick.
Yep.
And but the first thing he said, what was the first thing he said was, I think the first thing he said was,
he's not coming.
He won't be found. He won't be found. That was the first thing he told him.
Yeah.
And so the one thing I thought is we go to the scene. They cut to the scene with his father. His father's sewing something. Sewing upholstery or something. And he looks distraught. He probably hasn't heard from his son in a very long time. So he's probably really worried. And because it was I think a lot of time passed in between episode 3 and this episode.
Oh yeah, probably months.
Probably a month or two.
Maybe a little bit more, because it was 2 weeks. I don't know, because you got to remember all the time when Nacho beforehand too. Nacho leaves, so it's probably months since he
called. Yeah, he just called him once.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Nacho
I'm sorry. He called him once right before, right? Yeah.
And not
before the scene.
Ugh.
Yeah. You're right.
And then he probably put two and two together that his son was in trouble. I think.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, he's a smart guy, right? He's not. He did, right? So he's always into trouble. Whether it's his fault or not, right?
Yeah. So, no, I want to read. So, he said it was fast. He wasn't like the bad people. He said there will be justice against the Salamancas, and that was where he got confused.
Yeah, that's when he lost him, right? He's like, I think Mike thought that he would take solace or feel better saying, we're gonna get justice for Nacho. We're gonna take care of the Salamancas, and he's like, I don't care. You guys, it's revenge. It's not justice.
Well, he
You
saw
guys
right
are all
through
the
it. He
yeah.
saw right through it.
You're all the same. It's
Yes.
not justice. You want to kill him because you're angry at him and you want revenge. It has
It
nothing to do with Nacho.
It was the perfect response.
Yep.
Because let's be honest, it wasn't the Salamanca. I mean, it was not the Salamancas that got him killed.
No,
it was Gus and Mike that got him killed.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And then they had to get him killed. He died because it was either him or his father.
Yep.
Or it was him or both him and his father.
Yeah, they were all pulling the strings in every direction, and Gus and Mike are right in there. And I think that's why Mike feels so guilty about it, and that's why he
did what he did.
Yeah, he eventually caves, and I think this is your big turning point for Mike because he's now.
It was it was just like the Casper moment where Casper spits in front of him.
Yep. So there's
saying Werner was 10 times the man that you are.
Yep. So now it's guilt is gone. Well, I mean, any guilt is gone, and maybe he's realized, okay, it is revenge. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, he more or less lost his soul. At least that's how the writers put it. Every time you take a life, you lose a little bit. You lose a little bit more and more and more of your soul.
Yep.
And then, of course, if Mike was magical, he'd have many Horcruxes. If you like Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what you have to do to make a Horcrux. You have to do something that will cause you to lose your soul. What's the best thing to do? Murder somebody.
Kill people. Yep.
Kill people. Whether it's, what
happened?
I think someone he knows here. So what's going on, Mr. Easton?
He's always watching. He's always watching.
He's like Big Brother.
Yeah, he is. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was a beautiful scene with Nacho's father.
Yep.
Like, just the idea. I mean, like it's one of the things that gives me the heebie-jeebies and makes me really interested in real crime. It's just the idea of people missing, and then like especially if you're a parent and you have a missing child. I mean, I'm not a parent. I can't speak from experience. I can only base this on what my friends have told me based on how they feel about being a parent and everything. Yeah. And I'm sure you concur. You're always worried about your kids.
Oh yeah. Well, I have 3 of them. So it's one of those,
you got 3.
It would be elevated to, I don't know, 100, it's like, cause any parent knows, every parent's sort of, well, I shouldn't say every, but most parents have lost sight of one of their kids for, a matter of time. They're in they're at an amusement park, they're at the store, and they're, holding their hand, and 1 second they're there, the next second you're not. The level of panic in you that induces, right? Yeah. So think of that maxed up to 20. You got that initial panic going, "Where's my child?" Then all of a sudden you hear nothing. I can't even imagine. So I was happy for Papa Varga, at least in that aspect, that he could try and start getting some closure.
Yeah, Joker has a great comment right here. He says, Papa Varga is the perfect foil to Mike. As much as we love Mike, scenes like this shows how truly bad he is and his role in all this. Yeah, that's almost exactly what I said. And I felt this was the perfect send-off from Mr. Varga.
Yep. Agreed.
I mean, what was it? He didn't, we didn't see him cry, but we did see him kind of begin the mourning process.
Probably as close as he's going to get, but yeah, old school tough.
Yeah. And obviously Mike has a tragic past and ultimately dies. Yeah. But we still rarely get to the consequences of his own actions. I like that we got a taste of it tonight. Yeah. Because he was the one that put the papers in the safe in the beginning of the season where to help the cartel catch, Nacho so that they can kill him. And he got away. And then they're like, the thing was, Mike was speaking up for him the whole time, and Gus just wouldn't listen. So
that's an interesting. The next comment. What did you have that feeling at all? By Henry, that comment from Henry down there. I don't know. I did not have that feeling at all, to be honest, Henry. I didn't think he was going to go kill him. I think it was totally just relieving guilt. His own guilt.
There was no indication of that. It was all Mike went outside of Gus, which he probably could have gotten a lot of shit for. Probably could have gotten killed for just even disclosing this.
Yeah. Oh, Mike would have been. Mike if this gets out that he went and had a conversation with Nacho's father, Mike's probably dead.
He's dead.
Probably straight up dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
So he kind of went out. So he wasn't gonna.
Because you
this
gotta
made sense
remember,
with his arc throughout the series.
yeah, remember
Especially,
Mike's son died, right? So I mean, there's a parallel there, right? Sorry, go ahead.
Mike's son died because of his. Mike's son died because of his because of like you
On
said,
the
he broke
take,
his
yeah.
will, took the money. He was part of the thing, and he didn't. And his son broke because of it. And they killed him anyways.
Yep.
But here's the thing. When he did his little scam, or when he did his little not scam, it was a little caper where he robbed the Salamanca truck.
Yeah.
And there was a good Samaritan. And if there's one thing you don't want to be in the Breaking Bad Vince Gilligan verse, is a good Samaritan. Because if you're a good Samaritan, you're likely going to die. You're likely going to die. So we didn't see this character, this good Samaritan. This good Samaritan would help the guy that Mike, ripped off.
Yeah.
Well, Hector had this good Samaritan killed, and then they just buried him somewhere. So Mike was looking for the body. Mike knew about this because Nacho told him what they did. And then Mike, went out with the metal detector, like he was looking for treasure on Native American land, and just, looked until he found I think a hand or something. Then he called the police and said, "Oh no, I don't want to get involved." And of course he wiped the phone, and he tried to disguise his voice the best he can, but it made sense. So him doing this with Nacho's father made sense was consistent with his character. So yeah, Henry, that would have been. I did not feel that way. I'm sure
he pulled out the gun, so I mean, I get where he could have maybe thought that, but I didn't. I thought it was just totally, Mike needed closure, and he felt like Nacho's dad needed closure. I think that's both.
Yeah,
Close the book on Nacho, because that whole Nacho thing did not go down how Mike wanted it to either. So, yeah. So I mean, the gun could have been sort of a red herring, just going, "Ooh, maybe he'll kill him." But I never really picked up on that. I was going straight for the I got to let his father know so he can move on, sort of thing.
Yeah, and he said the reason I said that is because the scene right before is Mike ripping off the floorboard and taking out the gun. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you have a good reason for that. So thank you for commenting. Ron says they both lost sons in sort of similar circumstances. Mike knows how it felt, so he needed to give Papa Varga some closure. Yeah,
agreed.
Like I said, yeah. So yeah, perfect reason right there.
Yep.
So. And of course, Garcia says, 71 says, "What was with that wine tasting scene?"
It's funny. It's funny. That's like the takeaway from this episode, because like I'm
it was like a nothing burger. It was a nothing wine.
I'm keeping track of chat, right? And there's been a lot of like, what's up with that Gus scene? It's like, because it just sort of feels really out of place, like and unneeded, right? I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Like, yeah, like it's like, here's the question: do you guys think it served any purpose?
No, zero. Well, I shouldn't say zero, but I think it very easily could have been cut. I don't think it was needed at all.
Maybe this, like we said before, I think this was just their way, and if it was a decent way. It wasn't like Doctor Who where they go, "I'm gay," It's just, they show, they don't tell, they show.
Yeah, this was just there's. I really think the whole point of the scene was just confirm Gus is gay in a subtle way.
Yeah.
And then just that he's relaxed a little bit, but he hasn't relaxed fully, because he's not going to take anybody home and let somebody be used against him again.
Yeah.
That's it. So
he's in the game.
Could it have gone? I think it very easily could have gone, and we didn't need it. It seemed out of place for everything else to me too. So I just find it funny that it's nice to see everybody here. Thank you, everybody. Same, you got Magic Ace and Judo Joke are faithful chatters in here. So it's just funny. Almost every new person that comes in real quick is like, "What's with that Gus scene?" It's like, I think we were all thinking it at the same time when we were watching. Like, what is this? Right?
I'm like, what is the purpose of this? Like, is this guy is this waiter dude supposed to be important? They're talking about wines.
It's like, is this a cameo from someone we should be remembering? Am I missing something here? Is somebody about to get shot in the head?
Maybe they're gonna make a spin-off. Maybe they're gonna make a wine tasting spin-off featuring Giancarlo Esposito as Gustavo Frey and that other dude, and they're gonna be sipping wines, and they're gonna be eating cheese.
So why? So my thing is, you did this scene when you fully could have had a Gus going into Los Pollos Hermanos and thanking Lyle for being the ultimate dude, right? And I think everybody would have been much happier with the Lyle Gus scene. You know, Gus saying, "Lyle, you get to take over all of my businesses because you are the best." And that we're like, yes,
Maybe they fall in love. Maybe Lyle and Gus fall. Maybe
there
they
you
fall in
go,
love.
right?
Maybe it goes from mentorship to something even deeper, something even more.
Yeah,
I mean,
love
Max, I think was he was like a mentor to Max. He was older than Max in the beginning,
a deep
but
love
they
of fried
developed
chicken
into
and spices. Yes, brings
chicken
them
brothers.
together.
You know, they'd be the chicken brothers. You know, that'd be beautiful.
Shares his
It'd be
secret
beautiful.
spices with him.
Yeah, it'd be a beautiful scene. Don't you guys agree?
I do 100%. Anything
yeah,
that gets Lyle on the show, I'm there.
So Peter Gould, Vince Gilligan. If you guys are making a spinoff with a wine and cheese tasting show featuring Giancarlo Esposito, I will watch it.
As long as Lyle's there, get Lyle in there.
Get Lyle. You gotta get Lyle.
The Lyle show.
Yeah. Gotta get Lyle. Lyle is the back. Lyle is the heart of the Vince Gilligan.
Like the whole
Lyle is the heart of the Vince Gilligan universe.
The whole show is just like things are happening in all of the Breaking Bad universe, and Lyle just happens to be there. Like the car thing where with they're setting up Howard, he's just walking across the street to work. He's just there. He's like, what was that? You know, he's just there. He's like Waldo. He's just in the background everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, and Electric Ninja has an he's like I don't usually go to sleep and don't have time to finish these, but I'm waiting so I can see you guys talk about Kim's scene.
Oh, okay. We'll move on.
Okay. That means I'm being zapped in the ass right now. We have to get on this.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
All right.
Moving on.
Moving on. Moving on. All right. So I love the Mike and Nacho's father scene. It was probably my favorite scene in the whole episode. It made the most sense. I don't know if you probably might feel differently. I did like what we see with Kim and Jimmy though, but let's get on this. And I wrote this down. Finally, Kim and Jimmy, and they are I'm like, okay, they're at an elevator. First thing we see is the elevator button. And then the moment he says, oh, they got a new garbage can, I was like, okay, they're at HHM. Because, beginning of the show, and this also felt like a series finale because, you go back to the beginning. What does Saul do, or what does Jimmy do in the beginning? He kicks the garbage can multiple times.
Yeah.
In the very first episode. So he's like, oh, they got a new garbage can. So, and then they're like, oh, we're here to make an appearance. Let's just keep it, 20 minutes tops. So yeah, they had like a memorial gathering or something.
Yeah. Some of those pictures of Howard.
Usually they have memorial services at church, and then you go to a restaurant to meet up with people like deceased. At work, it's
that's sort of his.
But he's the founder. He's not the founder. He's the main partner. So.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's his firm, so it makes sense. Plus, there's a lot of people. I mean, you can fit a lot of people in there. I got more of a kick at all the weird pictures of Howard everywhere with that big old grin, like. It just seemed like some weird shots. Like I felt like it was like they just found pictures like in his desk or something and said, "Let's blow these up." Leave my bed alone, guys. Come on, it's just blankets, all right? I'll just.
Oh, I thought he was talking about my bed. I thought he was talking about me because I was like, I don't know, maybe it's because of the way I was moving. But yeah, I got I have a lot of crap on my bed, but I have the camera pointed up for a reason. So
it's just 2 blankets here. I'll do the blur out thing for you. There you go. You taught me how to do that, right? No, screw it. I can't do it. I'm not messing with anything. Let's continue.
So apparently there were other partners besides Howard. So because he talks about I think he's talked about the partners in previous episodes. We never meet these other partners, or maybe we do. I don't remember. Maybe it's those guys in the boardroom that don't say anything. Maybe they were the other partners. Because when I think HHM, I just think, Hamlin, and McGill. So, Chuck. I thought Chuck and Howard were the only 2 partners. And then with Chuck gone, then Howard was the only partner. So I guess there's more partners than.
I mean, you would think there are. I mean, maybe not on the the sign, obviously. But, I mean, I don't know how law firms work. I'm sure there's several partners. They have lots of partners. So, but, you got the main partners on the name, right?
Did anyone else notice the painting over Jimmy and Kim's bed? Oh, no, I didn't.
No.
Stupid me.
Here we go. What's over the bed?
All right. We need Tom. We need to answer this question.
waited with bated breath. So, but I
Yes.
mean, so what? He goes to talk. I always forget the lawyer's name that Kim worked with. But they're talking, talking shop about.
Rich Schweikert. That was
Yeah.
Rich
So
Schweikert.
I never knew, but they're talking. I never knew he had a problem, but it's like,
It was
man,
it was from Rich that they talked about the future of HHM. So
yeah,
at least if this was a J.J. Abrams or a Disney Plus show, they would not have addressed this. But because this is the Better Call Saul writing team, they wanted to address this. They wanted to, like, what's the future of HHM now? Well, they're downsizing. And what else did he say? They're downsizing and
changing the name, I think, right?
yeah, they're going to change the name. It's going to be
Yeah,
called the Brookier Partners.
yeah. What did you? I mean, Jimmy's
Brookbear
reaction was.
Partners.
What did you think of Saul's reaction to that? Because I feel like that was like, I don't know. It was one of those obvious. He got what he wanted, and then it was not what he realized. It's not what he wanted. I felt like is what like, you know. At least that's what I felt, because I mean, it's
it
like
seemed like
he wanted to
disappointment.
destroy them for the longest time, and it's
Yeah.
like, wait a second, there's no HHM. That's my brother's, and I didn't think HHM would go away. I just so yeah, it's sort of interesting seeing Saul's reaction.
It was the fisherman waving to his family from Breaking Bad. I don't remember that.
I'm gonna have to go back and check it.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd include that. So
Tom, you always catch these things, man. You got eagle
Tom,
eyes.
awesome. You chat. You guys are all awesome. You guys pick up on things that even I don't pick up on.
Oh yeah.
So, and this is where the meat and the potatoes comes into this particular scene. They go upstairs and they talk to that. I'm going to say another bad word. That bitch of Howard's wife. Yeah. I don't even remember her name. What was it? Cheryl? Yeah, it was Cheryl.
Cheryl. There you go, Cheryl.
I was hoping like Kim would snap on her. I was just hoping, you know how like Kim snapped on Howard once.
Yeah,
I was hoping she'd snap on her, but not during this type of time.
I mean, it's one of those things that's sort of hard because she. Okay, so let's try and be in her shoes for a minute. I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit here. Howard must have been acting extremely weird for months because all the pressure Jimmy and Kim have been putting on him, right? So it's obviously stressing out their marriage, but she's being a little bit like just a few scenes. Well, we had one scene at Howard at home with her, and she was complete just.
She was completely oblivious to what he did.
He was trying to be nice.
He made her a latte and he put the peace sign. And he put the cream in. He made a peace sign out of the cream foam, and she just took the drink and poured it into her. So it's like nothing. So
it's like for her to be grilling them about this, and then for her to be that just dismissive of the things Howard's doing. It's like you probably wouldn't have noticed if he really was.
That's what happened. I think I don't know if it was Kim or Jimmy that said, "Well, you knew him the best, didn't you?" They literally said, "You knew him the best, didn't you?"
Kim
what do you
totally.
think? Totally, like so brutal.
Kim's story was totally brutal, and it was sort of funny because Jimmy tells the truth. Like he's like, there was jealousy and this, that, and the other. So there was some tension between us, yada. And then Kim just totally makes up this. I'm assuming it was a lie. I don't think she saw him doing lines at night. But
no, it was a total lie. She said that she walked into his office.
Yeah, and he ripped her apart with that.
Yeah, he's like, I saw him in the office. It looked like he was sniffing something up, and I was like, oh, and we just walked out. We never talked about it. We never discussed it again. And you know what? That's believable. That's a good story. That's something people can believe.
Oh yeah,
it's so fucked up.
Especially from Kim, right? It's totally believable, right? Like, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, he was there late working on something, so he needed a little pick me up to keep going. So he was doing some lines, right? That's totally a believable story, I think. And she. She gave it to, came out totally believable, and then laid you know him best though. So, I mean, maybe I didn't see what I saw. It's like,
and then she goes to Cliff. Then she turns to Cliff.
Yeah.
And she's like, you haven't seen anything like this, have you?
And
he's like, this is not the time to talk about it.
Not the time. Yes, I have. It's like,
because the door opens and he sees the cocaine.
Oh, well, that and the everything else, like over the last few weeks that they
the eyes dilating.
He thinks it's all real. Cliff has no reason to believe anything other than Howard is freaking coked out and hookers.
I was curious if Cliff would have been suspectful of Jimmy and Kim based on what Howard told him.
Wait, so what was that now? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
I was curious if I was thinking going into this episode, like, because I know they showed a picture of Cliff, so we knew Cliff was going to be back for this
Yeah.
episode. I was curious if Cliff would have suspected Kim and Jimmy of any foul play
I
based
don't
on
know.
what he knew, based on what Howard told him.
Cliff
Because Howard had several conversations with Cliff saying that, you know, Kim and Jimmy, this is a Jimmy McGill problem the first time, and then he leaves, and then of course then he tells him like, oh, he's like, I've been played by them, like right after they lost the Sandpiper case.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. I don't think Cliff ever bought it. At least that's not what I think. Cliff bought the con hook, line, and sinker. I don't think I think that he thought that Howard was a full-on addict and just delusional. So I didn't expect to see them. I pretty much expected from Cliff exactly what we got from Cliff, which is I'm not going to say anything bad, but yeah.
And Electric Ninja has a funny comment right here. Howard was sniffing some cocaine so he could see into the future and break the fourth wall to see the spin-off of the wine drinking show. I'm still calling it. There's going to be a wine drinking. There's going to be a Gustavo Fring wine drinking show.
Wine tasting with Gustavo.
Wine tasting with Gustavo Fring's wine tasting delights.
Wine with
that's a great name. Gustavo Fring's wine tasting delights.
Wine with
only see.
Wine with a side of blue meth. Yeah.
AMC Plus. Sorry, I muted myself. Oh my gosh! You know who we got back from the dead?
Who's that?
Julius Caesar here.
Oh my gosh!
Julius Caesar. You know, he's leading. You know, setting the seeds for the Roman Empire. The shift from the Roman Republic to the Roman Empire. He's here. He's here talking. He's here talking with us plebs, or I'm not going to even say plebs, plebeians, us plebeians. So, hail Caesar, by the way.
Hail Caesar.
But yeah, like there was a comment earlier. Saul Goodman in his mansion was like, it was like Julius Caesar. But okay, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. So all right, so let's go further. So Kim basically drops the coup de grace on his wife, and Cliff kind of supports it.
Yeah.
And then they go to the parking lot. Kim and Jimmy go to the parking lot. And he's like, let the healing begin. And she goes up to him. She kisses him. And then she drives away. And then we see him standing there. We see his silhouette standing there in the dark. I was like, I saw the seeing that, not seeing his face made me think this is the beginning of the end.
I totally
left him.
Yeah, I got the total sense that was the kiss goodbye. That was okay. Yeah, that just the way it all happened. Just stood there for a minute, and then he goes and gives him a big kiss, and that was like, whoa, that was the goodbye kiss. Like I wasn't sure when he got home that he would still be there.
I wrote it down right here. She leaves him, and we see his silhouette. And I wrote down, "Is this the beginning of the end?"
Yeah.
So
I wasn't half sure if she would be there or there would be a note when he got home. Or wherever they go. You know, we get a whole bunch of scenes before they even get home with her. You know, we'll get to that here in a minute.
But holy crap, we had 90. It went down to 85, but we had 92 people here. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Why? Because every YouTuber has to ask. So I have to ask. So
this means Better Call Saul is awesome as heck. That's all that
it is.
And you guys in chat make it even better because you guys.
Yeah, you guys do. You guys know stuff that we don't. You guys are all awesome. So let's see what Dawn.
Magic Ace.
Dawn Spina says, we know that Gus never gets to drink that 1978 bottle of wine because the special occasion gets ruined by walls. LOL. I don't get it. You have to explain that one to me. And Magic Ace says, what's up, Magic Ace, by the way? Kiss of Death. Yeah, so we are now at the scene that Electric Ninja 01 wants to hear. Let's talk about. So so we hear clicking, we hear pen clicking, and we find out pen is continually clicking. She's nervous, and she's just clicking her pen at the hearing that they're doing, and we find out this was a hearing that she set up with the judge, and we find out that she put a motion to dismiss herself from the case altogether. And of course, this judge is like, really, you made us come all this way, and now you're as he puts it, taking the punch. It's too bad they didn't get Ethan Phillips, who played the judge in season 4, I believe. Ethan Phillips was the judge that was like, if you come into my courtroom, I'm going to put you to work.
Yeah.
And the reason why I know Ethan Phillips is because I'm a Star Trek fan, and he plays Neelix in Star Trek Voyager. He's the orange Talaxian dude with the
Here you go again, man. I don't know how you pull these things out, but yeah.
But I was hoping that, I guess they couldn't get Ethan Phillips to be the judge. It would have been cool.
Maybe they just chose this guy, but I didn't expect her to say what she was going to say either. I thought she was going to be like, I'm too distressed because of personal matters. I need to excuse myself. I didn't think she was going to be like,
and they're like, why? And she's like, no. And she's like, I can't. She's like, I don't want to say. And then they're like, and then there's like, you have to say. He's like, you have to say something. He's like, well, I'm not a lawyer. And they're like, what? He's like, yeah, I put in my notice to the bar. And then it cuts. And right away, it cuts to she's on the balcony at her apartment, smoking. And then we hear Saul's car. Saul is I'm like, Saul is like ripping rubber right there. Yeah. And he's like, he gets home, and I'm like, well, okay, I knew exactly what this was about. The funny thing
was like, Kim's sitting up there, and you could just sort of see from her mannerisms that she's like, she was totally expecting this. It's like, oh, here he comes. He's just tearing around, just disregard for anything, just ripping it up. Dawn elaborated on what was talking about there. I don't know if you saw.
Oh yeah, she says, I meant because I think he was going to drink it after all the Salamancas were gone. Excuse me. Hector was the only one left, and of course we know what happens. Yep. Hector,
we know what happens there.
Walt sets up Hector to take them both out. That was another great death too. I love. I don't know how people feel about Gus's death, but I thought that was a great death. Where it was all those with especially with this show now, you feel like Hector. It was fit for Hector to be the one to kill Gus ultimately.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, and of course, this is another awesome comment right here. Jay Moose says, "Sorry, I missed you guys last week. I was too busy changing my undies after that incredible episode." Yeah, everybody was. We're all of us were pissing in our pants. Yeah. All of us were pooping and pissing in our pants. And if that was gross, I apologize. And literally shaking NPC says, "Yes, the next spinoff should be like, okay, so 2 spinoffs.
Better call Lyle.
Gustavo Fring's Wine Tasting Delights."
Lyle Super Spy.
And Lyle. Just Lyle. Like, the
just
show
Lyle,
Chuck.
Just
Lyle.
Lyle question mark. No, Lyle question mark.
Lyle
like,
question mark. Yeah.
What's with Lyle?
Okay, so Gustavo Fring's Wine Tasting Delights and Lyle?
Lyle?
You have to say it like this. Lyle?
Lyle? Okay.
Peter Gould, Vince Gilligan, make that happen. Make it happen. Do it now.
It's a gold mine, I tell you. Gold mine.
And I apologize if I didn't. I haven't been. The chat's been going quicker than I'm usually used to. So
we got
thank you for subscribing, David Sample. Peace and long life. Live long and prosper. It's a Star Trek fan. And Dawn Spina. Thank you.
Right. Keep it up, guys. Awesome.
And then Julius Caesar.
Too.
Julius Caesar's exalted voice says, "Better dial Lyle." Well, it does rhyme. Better.
It has a good ring to it. It's hard to disagree with Caesar.
I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea Caesar was a poet too. But I guess a lot of the politicians were. They were writers and poets and orators and everything. So it makes sense.
So real quick, there was another comment. Talon K up there said, "Yeah, there you go." What did you think? Did you think the vacuum guy got involved at that point?
At what point?
Her on the balcony, like she was waiting for her disappear.
I don't know. I don't think they had the book yet.
No, didn't he have the black book at that point?
I don't think so. Or if they did, we don't. There's no indication that they bought it.
Okay.
Like or maybe they did. I don't remember. I don't think
I'm
they
trying to
bought it
remember.
yet. So
It's
did she
possible.
just? I think she just left. She packed up and left.
Yeah.
She just packed up and
Yeah,
left.
I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't think about anything else other than. Well, at that point, I wasn't sure what she was doing. I
Yeah.
figured it was coming, but
Excuse me.
yes, sir.
So okay, so let's okay, so going back, so Saul races home, and then he gets in. He's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, he demands. He's like, "What the heck's going on? What the fuck?" And he's like, "Oh, we feel responsible for this." He's like, "No, it was Lalo fucking Salamanca that did this. It has nothing to do with you." And he's like, she's like, and then I knew this was going to happen. She's like, "I knew about Lalo," because like she tells him about like how Mike, she knows that Mike and them were following her, and then Mike told her and this, and she thought she was protecting Jimmy.
Yeah.
And then this is where she gets into her monologue. So she didn't die, so that's a good thing, because usually when characters get into a nice monologue in Better Call Saul, they usually die or someone else dies. Well, in this case, nobody dies, but this is a big deal to the show. So I think what she basically said was, she just feels that they are bad for each other, like they are poison, like they cannot be together.
Well, it's not even so. I didn't. I don't even think bad for each other. They're good together, but bad for everybody else around them. So
so they're bad together. So they're like she said, they're poison.
So together makes them bad for everybody else, even though they make each other happy and they have fun. Everybody else suffers for it, though. So she's nipping it in the bud.
And she just said, then she explained why she didn't tell Jimmy about Lalo. She's like, I didn't want to tell you because if you knew, then you'd call off the scheme or the scam, and then you'd want to take me somewhere to be protected. And then I get bored. This is where the bombshell. She didn't say I get bored, but this is what I was thinking. This is me reading between the lines. She would get bored, and then they'd break up.
Right.
And she didn't want to do that. She was just having too much goddamn fun with the
she
with
said
the scam.
Yep.
That's why she turned around off the highway and came back to make sure that this went down without a hitch.
She says it straight up. She's having the time of her life, too much damn fun, and she didn't want it to stop. So I think you hit that dead on. It was one of those, he'd stop it, pull her out, be so worried about Lalo that they'd just hold up. She'd get bored and drive each other crazy and break up. And
and then he's like, let's go away somewhere far away. And then he walks into the bedroom and she's already packed.
Yep.
She's already packed. And he's like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. And he's like, literally, like, he's like, what can I do to change? Like, which is something I jokingly say to people who ever leave work before me. I'm like, hey, you're leaving me. What can I do to change? Like, I can change,
Don't leave.
It's funny. It's funny because we're like, what? What are you doing? What are you talking about? But it's funny. And like, she, like I said, she confesses. I wrote this down out of order from what we're talking about. And and then so she, like, the last thing we hear is that she was having just too much fun. And then the scene ends with we just hear tape. We hear the boxing tape. Well, that's what we kept hearing. And to me, it was like, because there was no other sound beside that. It was a very haunting type of thing. He's like, okay, that means they're gone. And that's where I thought the episode was going to end. And it didn't. It didn't end.
Yeah, no, it kept going. Yeah, we got the commercial break and it kept going. I was like, whoa, okay. But all right, it was a pretty tough scene. I mean, like, it sort of went down exactly how I thought it would, right? I mean, it was still brutal for Jimmy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So, ready to talk about the very final part of this episode?
Yeah, of course. Are you kidding?
Yeah, we get a flash forward. We don't know exactly when, but we know it's during. I mean, it was cool. We see the house again. We don't see Jimmy. We see Saul. We see Saul Goodman. This is pure Saul. Like, he has the comb over. He's doing the comb over. He's going bald. He's got the crown. Like like me. He's got the crown. He's doing the comb over. I don't do the comb over because I think it just makes you look weak. Like just
I don't get the
embrace
comb over, man.
embrace the baldness if you're bald.
Well, I don't know, man. Well, no, he's done a few roles where he's pretty balding, right? I mean, I think he could just but I guess the persona of Saul, it just I don't know that it would work with. Actually Saul could work probably pretty good with some wacky wig. I think he'd be okay. He could pull it off, right? But it was funny. Just you go right into Saul Goodman. He's in the sack, naked, stands up, with the the hardworking gal in bed, and said,
The hooker. She was a hooker.
The hook. Okay, all right. I'm not trying to hooker. Okay, gets the hooker out of there. Just okay, get out of here.
Oh,
and obviously,
okay. So Heisenberg. I mean, who am I to argue with Heisenberg? He says we do know exactly when. He says is exactly season 2, episode 8 of Breaking Bad. Okay, yeah, that's
well. Is that
that's
so?
Better
How
Call
are
Saul.
you determining that
Better Call
from
Saul.
the suit, or like because I thought I recognized the suit.
Heisenberg, if you're willing to hear us plebs, we're not the chemists and crystal.
No.
We're not the crystal meth experts that you are. We know you're the best. You're the greatest ever. But let us know. Like, is it the suit? Is it the suit, or
what gives it away?
What gives it away?
That's what I mean, because I noticed the suit and I'm like, okay, I noticed that suit, but my memory doesn't. I don't know how you put together the episodes like that. So, but
better sus Gus.
Oh, was the public masturbation comment? Maybe there you go.
That's okay, I think referencing the public masturbator means it's the day he meets Patrick. Okay. That makes sense now.
Very good. Okay. All right. We're a little close. We're a little slow, but we catch up fast.
Yeah, because I was like he's talking really fast. He's talking about like every case. I'm like, I'm like, I didn't even write any of this down. I just write down Saul wakes up.
As soon as you say that, it's like, okay, got it. It's in there now. Okay, makes sense. Awesome.
And of course, Saul wakes up, what his alarm clock is. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. Please don't copyright me. Journey. So yeah.
Your rendition's better, sir. Come on.
Saul's still stuck in the 80s, But yeah, public masturbator is who he gets Patrick confused with. Okay, that's right.
There we go.
And Heisenberg also says the suit. Okay, so they're really, I mean, like, I appreciate Better Call Saul for being as consistent as they possibly can, not only with each other, but with episodes of Breaking Bad. I mean, it's the same people working on it, and that's what I like about this show.
That's why the show is so good. The attention to detail, they respect not only the fans, and they give like all of you guys in chat that are very super sleuths and very, you can pick out attention to detail orientated. Me and Nurporial here, we need a little help here with some of those, but as soon as you guys point it out, it's like, attention to detail, respecting the work and respecting the viewer, I think, is what makes the show so great.
Yeah, and a lot of shows are just not doing that. And like something like my favorite franchise of all time, Star Trek, is not doing that. And I'm just like, why should I watch it if you're not going to be consistent?
Yep.
At least be honest. Be honest with
people. Do a little research, look back, and make it make sense. That's it.
Yeah.
And then the viewers get even bigger kick out of it. I mean, like that's an awesome little connection. It's like, okay, there you go. That makes it even better, right? So
Tom Forsythe says the license plate says November 2005. Oh, okay. Then I don't know then if, because the Breaking Bad takes place in 2008, 2009.
Would you put it past Saul to drive around with expired tags?
No. I wouldn't put it past him. Like I said last week, I wouldn't put past Saul or even Jimmy. I always thought Jimmy was selling Kim out when he told Lalo to send her. That's the first thing I thought. Probably not and obviously it wasn't the case. So, but still, I wouldn't put past Saul. No, he's a criminal lawyer for a reason. I laughed when I heard that. The way Jesse says it in that first episode when we're about to go in, we meet Saul for the first, we meet. They go and meet Saul for the first time. It's just the addition of Saul Goodman made me even like Breaking Bad even more.
Yeah,
And then
Oh yeah.
then a few episodes later, they add Jonathan Banks, and Jonathan Banks. I'm like, okay, Jonathan Banks. I know him from Beverly Hills Cop and a bunch of '80s stuff, and he was in a lot of stuff in the '90s. He's on a lot of shows, and I was like, please tell me he's going to slap Jesse. Please tell me he's going to slap Jesse. And he smacks Jesse. And I was like, this is Jonathan Banks. This is his signature move. He's always smacking people around. And because of that, I just kept watching Breaking Bad. And then the show just kept getting better and better and better with every season. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are very critical of season 5. I liked season 5 a lot. I know a lot of people felt it went downhill after Gus's death. At least that's what I've heard. I didn't feel that way, but I've heard a lot of people did feel that way.
Yeah.
Who were a little more critical. But yeah, it's just the addition of Saul Goodman and just all of his witty dialogue, he was funny. Yeah. Like he was a funny character. And Bob Odenkirk, I mean, I've seen Bob Odenkirk on Seinfeld, I've seen him on other stuff, and he's not that funny, but as Saul Goodman with the writers, with those writers, he is funny.
Yep. Yeah, what would be an interesting, and I'm sure somebody's going to do it, since it looks like, I mean, I'm going to have to pop on episode or season 2, episode 8, just to see, because Heisenberg's dropping in some more, the waiting room matches and all that stuff. I'd be very interested to see like how close it matches up from Breaking Bad to Better Call Saul, right? So frame for frame. So you go into the office, and when Walt goes in the office, if all the same people are sitting in the waiting room,
they weren't in the. I don't think they were in the waiting room yet.
Yeah. At this point.
Oh, yeah. Were they in the waiting room?
Yeah.
Did we see them in the waiting room?
Yeah, we went into the waiting room. He came right in through the waiting room and went into his office.
No, but did we see Walt and Jesse in the waiting room?
No. They weren't in there yet.
Okay.
They weren't in there.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay.
No, dude. But you want to know what I was looking for? It. I'm like, where are they? Are they there? It's like, where are they?
Yeah,
that's exactly what I thought.
Well, it looks like they're going to be in next. I think they're going to be in next week's episode.
I would almost put money on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Loner Shark. Okay. Let me explain. Let me explain. I know. I mean, a lot of people like Mr. Show. I mean, I've seen a couple episodes of Mr. Show. I didn't find it funny. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not saying, okay, I'm not, and his role in Seinfeld as Elaine's boyfriend was the only other thing. So I'm sure he's funny. I'm sure he's funny in a lot of other things, but I've never, his funniest is still Saul Goodman to me. And this is me and my limited stuff. I'm sure Odenkirk's got fans that, have seen more stuff. So yeah, I don't mean to, oh no, I think I'm losing subscribers now for that comment.
So I don't know. So we got a few people saying that Saul is actually wearing a different suit in the flash forward. So I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, because it looks like we have some conflicting. I don't know. We'll see. I don't. It's one of those. It all matches up close enough for me. I'm seeing stuff that makes sense, and I know where we're at, right? So
yeah, Stephen Bauer. Yeah, Stephen Bauer from, of course, the movie that I think of with Stephen Bauer is Scarface with Al Pacino. But yeah, you've seen Scarface, right?
Yeah. Who's Stephen Bauer?
His buddy. That's Tony Montana's buddy. His Cuba buddy.
Why can't I pull it up? He's Don Eladio. What am I talking about?
Don Eladio, yeah.
Sorry, it took me. Like I said, I'm a little slow. I get there though. Yeah.
Yeah. So Don Eladio. So yeah, if you remember him in Breaking Bad, he was like Stephen Bauer was overweight.
Yeah.
He's in his 50s. He's in his 50s. He can put on a few pounds. But then he lost last season with Nacho. Yeah, he lost a lot of weight. Or even season 3. Yeah, he lost a shit ton of weight. So yeah, he looks a lot better than his Better Call Saul. And what's funny is Gus calls him fat. in the last episode, Gus called him fatty. You're fat.
So I guess the suit is different. We're getting a lot of people confirming that the suit is different. So I don't know. It's got to match up somewhere. I mean, now I'm going to go through combing through Breaking Bad scenes, see which episode he's got the yellow suit on.
Okay, so Judo Joker has a question for us.
Okay.
So the person who's going to be calling Francesca in the future is definitely Kim. You guys agree, right? I think so. I don't know who else it would be.
At this point, it probably is. I think,
unless it's Lyle.
I mean, we're close to the end, right? It could be Lyle. I mean,
maybe it's Lyle. Maybe Lyle is Lyle's the key to all this. Like, oh no, I'm doing a Jar Jar again. Like how remember how George Lucas says Jar Jar is the key to all this during the making of Phantom Menace? I said it. Why did I do it?
Equal Jar Jar. What are you doing, bro?
Lyle is the key to all this. Lyle is the key to this whole
Lyle
thing.
is the key to everything. I think it probably is Kim. I think Kim is probably might be the one hunting him down, and is Jean now too. Like I know that's been a theory.
Hunting him down.
Well, looking for him. I mean,
okay,
looking for him.
So
maybe I don't know. I don't know that we're there yet. We still got a little bit to talk about the episode, though. I think, right? Well, I guess we're close to the end, right? Was that?
Yeah, I mean we're.
That's pretty much the end, right?
Yeah, this is pretty much the end.
Yeah. So I know we had a few people talking about theories, but I think it's I think Kim is probably going to be still involved here somewhere. I don't think she's gonna die. I think she'll show up at the end and I don't know what'll happen from there, but I think she's probably the one looking for Jean or tracking him down, and it's gonna be I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what her future self is compared to Saul as Jean. That could be interesting if we get that scene.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm going to add your. I'm going to add your name to the. I'm going to add your thing to the chat.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So we're not the only one streaming. Phil the Issues guy is the other one. Is the other one streaming this too?
Well, so what? Let's keep going.
Let's keep going, indeed.
So I know Judo Joker said he had a Dark Kim theory, so I'd love to hear that. But I don't know. What do you think episode wise compared to the season?
This was basically like an episode where everything is fall. It's like a wrap up episode. This felt like a series. Like I said earlier, this felt like a series finale, and it just felt like they needed to wrap everything up. So they wrapped up. I think that they wrapped up the whole prequel era part, so that's completely done now. I'm curious if they wrapped up Mike and Gus's.
Electric Ninja thinks Mike's gonna kill Kim.
Excuse me.
Whoa, didn't like that one, huh?
Sorry. Yeah, no.
I don't think
that's not gonna happen.
No, I don't see that he has any reason to at this point. I mean, she's probably getting herself more out of harm's way doing what she's doing. She's now not going to be a lawyer. She's probably going to disappear herself, go back home, right? I think that's probably your theory, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. I think they're going to reunite. I think they're going to reunite, and I don't know if they're going to walk off into the sunset, or if she's going to be with Jimmy as he decides to turn himself in to the police. I mean.
Going to end scamming somebody,
or maybe maybe they'll come together for one last scam, one last hurrah,
and where they began scamming somebody. Maybe that could be interesting.
Yeah, I think they're going to scam Jeff the cab driver, and I mean he's a new actor. There's going to be a new actor for Jeff, so yeah, it's gonna. I'm surprised they didn't get the original guy back, but yeah. Jacob Gordon, this is exactly what I think. I think she's going to go back to Nebraska.
Yep. I think from what happened, I think that's pretty, well, I shouldn't say obvious because nothing's obvious, right? But I think that makes the most sense from what's going on. She's going to go somewhere where it's comfortable, try and get back on her feet. She'll probably end up finding something she likes to do back there and just settle in, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that we're going to see any of that. That's what I'm interested in. We got 4 episodes left.
Yeah,
we know that this next one's going to be Better Call Saul, or not. I'm sorry, Breaking Bad era, almost guaranteed.
I still think that I think episodes 11, 12, and 13 are going to be 11, 12, and 13 are going to be
Gene era.
Are going to be Gene.
Yeah, no, you've said that from day one that you want the last 3 are going to be Gene. So, and I think you might be right. Though. We're getting close.
I might be wrong.
You might be wrong, but it makes a lot of sense. I mean, that seems like a lot of episodes. I don't know. It depends what they're getting into, how much they're getting into it, and what comes back around, because or who's looking for him, right? Because it's not going to be Gus. It's not going to be.
Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah,
Gus and Mike are dead. Everyone's dead except for Kim.
Yeah, so I don't know. So I mean, I don't think he's going to be hiding from Kim. So it'd be interesting to see how what they do in the Gene era.
Maybe he contacts her during Breaking Bad. Or maybe they have a phone call and they talk or something. We learn what happens to her next episode. So
yeah,
I'm
maybe.
curious, Chad, what do you think is going to happen next episode?
We
Like, I
got we
mean,
got
obviously, Wall and Jesse are going to come in.
let's see.
I don't know if I don't know. Do you think every scene's going to be a time skip? So like one scene is going to be Better Call Saul, going to follow up tonight's ending with Better Call Saul. Assuming this takes place during the Breaking Bad episode Better Call Saul, then we might skip a season to. Um,
I think we may get major scenes from Breaking Bad, but from Saul's point of view, a few of them, anyways. I know Judo Joker put something in there that we're gonna maybe get a full Kim episode, which is possible. Maybe they mixed it in. Maybe you got what's going on with Saul during the Breaking Bad era mixed in with what's going on with Kim during the Breaking Bad era. But I think it would be interesting to see some of uh, the things that are happening in their meetings with Walt, with his meetings with Walter, with Gus. But we're instead of on the side of the table with Walt and Jesse, we're on the side of the table with Saul and getting his perspective of what's going on. But I think that mixing in with Kim would also be interesting because we can see where she's at. There's also the chance that we don't see any of Kim till Gene era. So it could go. It could go
that's actually a
anyway,
good
right?
idea. I think that'd be interesting. I hope we see what Kim is doing during Better Call during Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And then of course there's the other big announcement that Carol Burnett is going to be in these last few episodes. So I'm curious what she's going to be doing. Do you think maybe perhaps she's Kim's mother? Do you think she's plays
Is
Kim's
she in
mother?
all three of the? Is she in the? So it's confirmed she's in several of them.
Yeah, all I know is that she plays someone named Marion. I don't know if we ever learned Kim's mother's name.
I could see her playing her mother very easily. I think they could, give her. Yeah, I think that's a fair bet. It's not going to, they'd have to go for it to be Kim. They'd have to go ahead quite a few years. So,
Or maybe Carol Burnett plays a judge, that one judge that comments that likes how he dresses or
yeah,
something.
it could be a
I think
judge. It could be Kim's mom. I
yeah.
don't know. It's one of those things. I don't know. Maybe they get. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get Jimmy into witness protection or something too. Who knows? But I think a judge is a good bet. I think Kim's mom is a good bet. I'd be curious what everybody else thinks, but I think Kim's mom is my favorite option.
The real question is, under what theory is Ray Seahorn a supporting actress? Yeah, she's
Yeah, what is
the
that
actress.
about?
She's really the only.
Yeah, I
She's like,
saw at the beginning they were nominated for a bunch. I didn't see any actors getting any like best actor credits. Did they not get any best supporting actresses or
I don't know.
actor nomination? Not the awards mean anything. Let's be real, but uh, the acting on the show is so superb. I don't know how they not got something in every category.
Yeah. Let's see. Judo Joker says next episode is Saul on his own and Breaking Bad stuff. Then I think week after we'll be getting will be the Kim episode I mentioned above. Okay.
We think it's going
All
to be
right.
an all Kim episode. Maybe.
That's Judo
Maybe.
Joker. Judo Joker doesn't lie.
I
Smiles,
think.
but he doesn't lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he takes it
I think
down.
there's. Do we think? So who? I don't know. Do we think Kim's coming after Jimmy or looking because she's gone into a deep depression without him? Do you think she's searching for him because she's lost without him, or trying to
I think he's
get
searching
rid of
for
him?
her.
You
I
think
feel the
so?
other way. I think he wants. I think he went to. I think he. Now I think he chose to go to Nebraska. I don't know how that works with
The vacuum guy.
Mr. Vacuum guy. I forget his name. I forget his name, but
That's all right. Ed, I think somebody said earlier.
yeah, and I think like he chose to go to Nebraska to be near her because that's where she's originally from. So I think they're going to have a reunion. They might do one final scam together, and then they hold. And this is what I think is going to happen. They're going to hold hands. We're going to see their hands being held as the police sirens close in on Jimmy, close in on both of them.
Maybe
Now,
both of them
I
go
don't know
down
if they're
together,
going to.
right?
They probably don't. I don't know if they go down together, but I think that's how it would end.
So who are they scamming?
The cab driver. He's gonna fix this thing. He was made, so he's gonna try to figure out a way to take care of him.
Okay.
And I think it's gonna be in the form of a scam or something.
Okay.
Because
Because I don't like anybody that's saying this Kim. I just don't see it. I don't see that Kim really has a reason to kill Jimmy. So I don't.
no, she's not going to. I
And
don't think.
I don't
No,
think Kim, and I guess what some people are still think. I don't think Kim's gonna die either.
no, I
I
don't.
think they're both gonna live, probably jail, but or something like that,
I mean,
maybe.
what do you think is going to happen? I don't know if you've seen the movie The Deer Hunter. Maybe Saul goes to Vietnam, and he finds Kim. Kim is playing Russian roulette. Games of Russian roulette in the middle of Saigon. And then he gets there, and then she's all high, she's doped up, she's got needles everywhere, and she's like, stop doing this, and then Saul's like, no, Kim, no, no, no. I'm sorry, I'm spoiling the ending of The Deer Hunter. It's a very sad fucking movie.
Well,
If you want to be happy for a day, do
yeah,
not watch that movie.
yeah. Well,
Maybe he goes to Saigon. Maybe he takes care of the cab driver, then he goes to Saigon.
I
Okay,
mean,
this is
well, you got Ron even saying that Ron Quay says, "What if we go far into the future and one of them is dying of old age and Carol is actually Kim? So Carol is actually, older Kim. I guess that'd be a big future shot. Maybe they
well,
come back together.
They say Carol Burnett's playing someone named Marion.
Oh,
Unless
okay. So
unless
they just said
unless
that. Okay.
unless and I'll give Ron the benefit of the doubt, unless she changes her name.
That's
The
highly
reason why I say
possible too,
that is
right?
because her name is just Kim Wexler. There's no middle name.
Yeah, it could
We
be
don't know if her
Marion.
name. We don't know if her last name was Wexler as a kid. We just know her name is Kim or Kimmy.
Yep, that's true.
So I mean, just food for thought. So, but what did I say? What I wanted to say? But yeah, so yeah, we got to see the Cadillac, and of course, Francesca is a bitch like she usually is. She tells the asshole to move, to get so she can get into her
Yeah, she's
booth. The guy's sticking his feet out.
the funny thing is the switch from because she's all happy when at the beginning when they're raising the sign, and now she's in
Yeah.
full bitch mode. She's just like,
Yes.
get out of the way.
The thing is that she can't leave because if she leaves, she's gonna get like maybe like 10 times less than what Saul's been paying her. So.
Oh
And I
man,
love
yeah.
I love how in season 4 where we see her, and he's like she's holding her hand. She wants the rolled up cash, and then he gives her one, and then she's like, and then he gives her a second. He's like, oh fine, Carrie, take a second one, and then that's when she takes the bags of the shredded documents and then goes and throws them out throughout the city.
Yeah. No.
It just made me think of that. So
Do you think we're gonna get Magic Ace that said Badger, Skinny Pete, and Cubby? Are we gonna? You think we're gonna get a cameo for Badger, Skinny Pete? What do you think?
Badger, Skinny Pete, or Koopy. Koopy played by Bill Burr. I hope we see Koopy.
That would be fun, wouldn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
but
hoping.
the thing is, Koopy. I mean, Bill Burr back then had still had his hair. Now he's
It's funny.
completely.
I would almost be okay with just a full on, just just cameo episode next where you're just going into weird scenes with Saul through Breaking Bad. You got the Badger scene and him defending Badger and Skinny Pete and just him doing all this. That could, it's almost a waste of an episode considering, but it'd be so much fun just seeing him, all the things he was doing during the Breaking Bad era besides, with Walt and Jesse and without, right? It could be great.
And of course, James Robinson brings up a good point. He says those diamonds are coming back and they're going to disappear one last time together. I hope so. Yeah, I mean, we saw them. We're definitely going to see them again from episode 1, very first, from when Gene goes back home. Or no, it wasn't from episode 1. It was from after he got after he felt like he got made, and I don't even remember. I'm farting. My brain's farting.
You know what? It's one of those. I would actually like to see them just go. I would like to see them together and fine at the end. I would be perfectly. Maybe I'm just a sap, but I'd be perfectly okay with the happy ending for them.
Yeah. Okay. Maximus Aviation has a fellow Roman. So we had Julius Caesar here earlier. Now we have Maximus Aviation. So welcome. Hail to the Empire. If you go to IMDb and look at the pic of the final episode, Saul is standing in front of an X-ray getting his chest X-rayed. He's now the Cancer Man. Really? They have pictures of the final episode? I don't think.
Yeah, somebody else said that on there's pictures of there's thumbnails for each of the last 4 episodes up on IMDb. I heard someone say.
All right,
And
I'll have to go
Loner
look.
Shark says that Nippy is a placeholder for the next episode. The next episode is called Walt and Jesse.
Oh,
So,
Nippy, really? Really? Nippy?
I don't know.
Nippy is a placeholder?
Chad is smarter than us, so I would if he's fooling with us, I fell for it. That would be cool if that's what it's called.
Next episode is called what? Nippy is a okay. I need to. I'm gonna have to have my fact checkers. I'm gonna have to have my super double secret.
The Nerporial fact checkers got to get out there.
Fact checkers check this one.
Yeah, your Legion of One.
Legion of One. Yes.
Wait, 2. I'm here. What am I talking about? I'll get to work, sir. I'm on it.
Yeah, is that from the opening where Gene went to the hospital? That's what I thought. Loner Sharkia says, yeah, they leaked it and then changed it on all platforms. Really?
Ooh, that's cool. I'm looking.
Okay, Magic Ace is putting me in my place right now. He says, you've mentioned before that Bill Burr is bald, so he couldn't play Kubi. I don't think I said it that way. Okay, maybe I did. He says, and then he says, hello. Anybody home? Hello? Think, Nerporial, think.
Are we gonna sit there?
Wigs and makeup artists. Yeah, true. So, yeah, Magic Ace, you're absolutely right. You know, they could do that. You know, yeah. See the chat's always right.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm trying to look at IMDb here real quick in between dealing with my boy here.
Yeah, let's see what else. He says, "Well, Jesse matches the pattern they've set up all season 2." Okay, all right, that makes sense.
All right.
And then Ruby says, "LOL, Magic Ace." Magic Ace, he's right. He's not wrong. Henry Lemoyne says, "I looked it up. The synopsis for episode 10 simply reads, a new player gets into the game." Yep, a new player. Yep.
New player, yeah.
Yep, it's Walt.
Yeah, Jesse. Nippy. Well, yeah, the thumbnail is Jesse. I mean, the thumbnail is literally Jesse and Walt. So I think that's probably confirmed on IMDb. The thumbnail is literally a picture of Walt and Jesse in a car. So I would say, I mean, it's an old shot. It definitely looks like it's an old picture of them. But I mean, it's hard to not think that it was called Walt and Jesse are sitting right there. So, yeah. So I don't know. Because you got like if you're looking at these thumbnails, I don't know that we're gonna get only one Gene episode, maybe. Okay. Gene's the thumbnail of episode 13, but Kim is episode 11. Episode 11, and Saul's even in that shot. And the other one's about Saul, so I don't know. This will be fun. I'm ready for it. You want me to link it to you?
Yeah, send me the link.
Here, I'll share it to you.
Or share. Why don't you share it?
I'll share it. Yeah, here we go. The IMDb page. I will share it. There you go. You got it. There you go.
Okay, so
spoilers if anybody's not interested in seeing some of this stuff.
All right,
I'll leave it right there for
Nippy,
you.
They should have a picture of Walt and Jesse. And then episode 6.11, we don't know what it's called, is Saul and Kim. And then we see more Saul. And then we see, so there's only one episode of, so it looks like there's only one episode of Gene. Okay.
Well, maybe. I mean, it's one of those, maybe these are up, who knows if who these are uploaded by too. These could, right? So I don't know. Well, I guess we're going to see here, but that's, the Nippy one.
I think that's from Breaking Bad. I think that Nippy one's from Breaking Bad.
Oh, it definitely is. That's definitely a Breaking Bad shot. So I don't know. This is, it's IMDb. It could be right. It could not be. Who knows? But it's still fun to speculate, right?
Yeah, it
but
is.
I mean, if somebody says it was leaked, I can believe that. They can't keep anything under wraps these days, right?
No. So. Yeah. And Mike Tackett has a very interesting thing that he's talking about Breaking Bad. He says, I feel there's still many loose ends from Breaking Bad. Skyler, the kids, Marie, closure on Hank and Gomi. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's something there. I mean, I don't know that they're gonna touch it, but it is Skylar and the kids is definitely an open ended. What happened? Did she end up with any money? Is she on her own? What's going on? Right. So
Okay, Magic Ace has a very profound question for us. The question
okay,
of the century. He says Breaking Bad had El Camino as a wrap up. Could Better Call Saul do the same thing? What do you guys think?
the
Well, we
F.
have to see the whole show to know if there was anything that they didn't wrap up.
Yeah,
But at this point, with all the time that they had, I don't think there will be. I
I
think
I
I
I
think.
could. Well, I'm going to interject. I could see a Lyle movie coming right
Okay,
after.
yeah. Okay. Well, I thought we were gonna make a spinoff.
Well,
We're gonna make a Lyle spinoff
this will
show.
lead into it because we'll just call it like how it's El Camino the car. It'll be called the movie will be called Los Pollos Hermanos, and
Los
it'll
Pollos.
just be Lyle.
Okay. Los Pollos
Boom.
Hermanos. Lyle.
There you go. Because Jesse's in the El Camino.
Yeah.
Lyle's in the. You see what I'm getting at? There you
Yeah.
go.
I mean, because the character that was very equivalent to Jesse, Better Call Saul, Nacho, is dead, so we
Yeah.
can't do anything with him.
Yeah,
So
not much of an not much of an
Lyle,
after, not much going on after for Nacho, unfortunately.
yeah. But I once again reiterating that scene with Mike and Mr. Varga.
Yeah.
I don't even remember his first name, but I just call him Mr. Varga.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great send off for Nacho, and and in some ways for Mike too. I don't know but at least for during that point, because by the time we get to Breaking Bad, Mike is completely the angel of death.
Yeah.
Mike is the complete angel of death at this point.
I think it was good. It was good for Mike because that's sort of the last thing keeping him. I don't want to say grounded, but sort of like the last piece of his soul, I guess. That's sort of dramatic, but like, you know what I mean? It's like he's released that guilt now. He's got that out. He's not carrying that guilt anymore. So,
okay, Louis Berry for a $2, or I'll say 2 American pesos. Through super chat. Thank you so much. Hopes, Skylar, Walt Jr., Tuco, Gail, Marie.
Dude, Tuco going crazy. That would be Tuco's just taking over.
I think Tuco, at this point we're not going to get Tuco. I mean, I was hoping if they did more prequel that they would show Tuco get released.
Yeah,
and then Tuco would take over. Tuco would take over the Salamanca territory, like they talked about. I didn't write down how they divide the territory, but they still said the Salamanca still rule the southern territory, or I forget how they put it. But yeah,
I don't know how we could get a Gale, especially where we're at. I mean, maybe.
Do you think? You know what? I got a weird idea now, or not
Okay.
a weird. I got a crazy idea.
I like
it. Gail and Lyle. So the Lyle show would have not just Lyle, but would have Gail too.
They're buddies.
They're buddies. Like they're
buddies.
Like their friend. They're like friends from. They're friends from college.
Like Lyle
had to drop out because of family, problems, finances. So he went and worked for McDonald's. Then he worked for Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then because of his skills, then he became Pollos Hermanos material.
He's like Lyle is Gail's Jesse.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yeah, he's Gail's Jesse, but Lyle is the central character, not Gail.
There you go.
And then, of course, this all takes place before Breaking Bad ended Breaking Bad season 3, because we know what happens to Gail. But this would be So
Lyle escapes though. You don't see Lyle's home.
We don't know what happens to Lyle.
He's got the recipe. He's making meth somewhere else.
Maybe Lyle was over at the house. Maybe he was in the bathroom when Jesse came in and shot. Had to shoot. Gail. You don't know. You don't know. Maybe he was in the bathroom. Maybe he was his neighbor. There's millions of ideas that it's Peter Gould and Vince Gilligan. There's millions of ideas you can do with this. I'm saying.
There's a photo of Walt. Somebody said there's a photo of Walt on episode 11 on IMDb. I'm on IMDb right here. It's on 10. Well, whatever. Who knows?
I got a good. Here's a good question from Henry Lemoyne. He
Okay.
says, if Gene turns himself in and spills everything, do you think he could end up telling the truth about Howard and reveal that he was actually murdered? One thing that Peter Gould said was it was not going to be the same type of ending as Breaking Bad. So Breaking Bad, the big bombshell at the end of Breaking Bad was Walt finally admitting that he did all this, became a drug lord, the empire building business for him. With Jimmy basically suppresses, or how would you put it? How should I put it? He suppresses everything bad that happens. Like he just he just buries it, like his brother's death. I think he's doing the same thing with Howard. He's just internalizing it. I think ultimately it's gonna all come out. I think he's gonna confess to the police. I don't know, but he's going to unravel the especially with Better Call Saul tradition. He's going to unravel. He's going to probably tell the audience how he truly feels.
So you think he's going to dump everything? So what do you think if he dumps everything, ends up in witness protection at the end because he dumps everything, even if he gives up the murder? Maybe he gives up enough cartel information that they put him in Woodsack with Kim, and that's how they leave it.
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I mean,
there's a million things that could happen, honestly. So
yeah. So
I don't know. I think the Howard thing is possible that he just completely breaks down and that guilt is killing both of them. I think they could both very easily just crack. I think you're right.
So episode 11 IMDb shows two photos, one of Kim and one of Walt with a beard, like when he was on the run and at the end of Breaking Bad. And I think that's the picture right there.
Yeah, that's what I brought up. I think is that what you were talking about there, Randy? I'm assuming this is the photo you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about. Randy Soyematsu.
But can't you add? So this is the thing. You can add these. Anybody can add these photos if you're subscribed to IMDb, isn't it? Like I could add a photo in there. I think
it's like Wikipedia. I mean, I think it's like Wikipedia. Yeah, if you have permissions, you could probably people put stuff in. They change.
Yeah,
like
so I don't know.
People put things that have not been accurate or true.
Yeah, it's hard to put too much faith, but it still makes it for interesting speculation. It's fun to look at. So 2 episodes of Walt, I'm in. I'm good. Let's do it.
Yeah, and what was another good one? Joe Joker says, I don't think it's a matter of Saul being untethered now. I think it's more of his theatrics being a mask for all the pain of Kim leaving and Chuck and Howard's deaths. Yeah, I can see that too. But I think he's ultimately gonna. I think kind of like how he kind of went off on Howard. I think he's gonna kind of do something like that again, but a little bit more seriously. I don't know. This is something. This is something I can't wait to see how they conclude this. So
maybe, yeah. I mean, he's just gonna be shelled up. I mean, he's sort of shelled up as in the Cinnabon. He's sort of, he's just sort of a vacant vessel, or is that his Gene a little bit sometimes, right? He's either panicking or has no emotion, is how Gene sort of is.
Yeah, Judo Joker is interesting. Has a good point. Gus wrecked the cartel. Jesse's on the run. Walt and Gus are dead, and Mike too. I don't know what he could possibly confess to in order to get a witness protection deal.
I mean, the cartel isn't. I mean, the cartel's going to get absorbed by something else. So
yeah, it's a power vacuum. It's going to be the power vacuum.
He may not have. You're right. He may not have any information that's pertinent to the current workings of the cartel. So, yeah, you're probably right. But I don't know. It's one of those. I'm trying to figure out where this can go, other than them going to jail. Right? I would find it very unsatisfying for them to end in jail personally, but that's just
Oh no, Magic Ace. How about a movie about Lalo titled "Howard's Hogging the Hole"?
They're spooning in there.
F's in the chat for Howard.
Oh, Howard, they're spooning in the hole.
He's hogging the hole. So maybe a Howard and did you? I gotta pull this up. Wait, I gotta pull this up on my Twitter now. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Uh-oh.
but I retweeted this.
I'll stop sharing this for you.
Yeah, don't worry.
I got you.
Where is it? Where
Uh-oh.
is it? Where is it? Gotta stop retweeting stuff. Okay.
Is this the shot you sent me?
This is the shot I sent you.
That's great.
Speaking of Howard and
I love it.
All right, share screen. And I retweeted this is from Saul Goodman, Together Forever, as Patrick Fabian said. And they're basically they took a trip to Belize. They took a trip. Tony Dalton and Patrick Fabian took a trip to Belize.
I don't know. You sent this to me and I laughed so hard. I love this photo, man. It's so cool, man. I don't know. I just I don't. It gives me like it makes me grin. It's just like Lalo's smile is just infectious. What's his
Tony
name?
Dalton,
I'm sorry. What's it? Tony Dalton's smile? It's just infectious, man. You just look at it. He smiles, and you're like, how can I not smile? Look at that face. Look at that face.
Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, he was. I mean, like this is such a great role. Like this is so well written. I just, Tony Dalton should not take any Disney Plus, gigs. I know they pay a lot of money, but this is better. I think shows like Better Call Saul are really good for an actor's acting career. Get more roles. Because this is the best stuff. This is the best potential to get great performances. Like this show is probably the best performances of any show on right now. Do you agree?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. He's fantastic. Like, he's the lovable evil guy. And that's hard to pull off, right?
Yeah. Lovable evil guy. Yep. F's in the chat. Yep. Wyatt Kern. Yep. Hey, do you know this guy? I don't know this. Doviandi say Dovius again from certain Wheel of Time. Whoops, I shouldn't have. I think I revealed his identity. Wheel of Time.
You nailed it, man. You say it better than me.
I'm the nerd. He's the prophet. He called you a nerd. He called you a nerd.
I can't be a nerd and a prophet. Come on, man. All right.
That was
that'll be our new podcast. Nerd. I'm the nerd. He's the prophet. And then go right.
Better follow Lalo. I can't prophesize anything that should save my life.
So I can't either. I just fake it.
I'll just say, one day the sun will set in the east and rise in the west. Oh wait, that's from Song of Ice and Fire, from Mary Mazdur, the witch that kills Daenerys's baby in the first season too. So, but we're not here to talk about Game of Thrones. That show ended horribly.
We're doing dragons though, aren't we? We're gonna do that.
House of the Dragon. Yeah, I have to read Fire and Blood too. I have to read the Dance of the Dragons and Fire and Blood to get that. But Dovi Andy Setovius again says Belize is awesome. Ambergris K is magical. Okay, all right. I have not been there, but yeah, I hear it's like the place to go for tourism in Central America. So, Saul Goodman. John Carlo needs his Emmy. I agree. The whole show should get Emmys. Like no one else should win an Emmy except for Better Call Saul, in my opinion.
Yes, I'm with you. Yeah.
And then of course Howard. Okay, Judo Joker has a little sketch here. Howard, have you thought any more about that job offer? Lalo, no. I just want to hear the story again. Tell me again. Werner Ziegler. And then we have Radio Chaos. Welcome. I haven't seen you. They should try a Drama Girl spinoff next. Drama Girl spinoff. Okay. And yeah. So, look who else is here. The Wild Thing himself, Zax.
He's the Wild Thing.
Yeah, he makes my heart sing.
All right,
makes everything.
He keeps calling me Prophet of Steve, so I'll call him Zax the Wild Man. There we go.
The Wild Man.
Wild Man Zax.
The Wild Wolf Man Zax. All right, but yeah, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, if you have a Twitter account, follow me. Handle is just Nerdporial by itself. So, but yeah, so final thoughts on this episode, Steve. What'd you think compared to the rest of the
It
season?
was I liked it. It was good. It was sort of a slow, just slow, calming episode, wrapping up stuff. Sort of like you said, it could have been if it was a lesser show, it would have been a good season finale or finale wrap up. But it's not lesser show, so we get more, right? So it's closing storylines that need to be closed. I think putting a bow on them nice and tightly in a satisfying way, and leaving some stuff open for us to continue and to look forward to. We got four more episodes of now current timeline and of Breaking Bad. So I think it was good. I give it like an 8. I think because I just enjoyed it. There was no up tempo drama. I was just getting I shouldn't say that like action drama. There was more feelings drama. Like I don't I'm not expressing it good well, but the drama in this was more not action paced, but just dramatic acting and getting those things wrapped up and where they need to go to move on to the next thing, right? So
Yeah.
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Okay. I did too. I liked it. I think I give it about the same score, 8 out of 10. I mean it was a lot of wrapping up Mike and Gus in this episode. I was hoping to see more of Kim and Jimmy, but I'm glad they made the episode longer so that we got to see the fallout from last episode because I was really curious about Kim. All of us were worried about Kim. All of us. Everybody was worried about her. Well, we got that. We got that answer this episode, and it was it was I have to rewatch it just to make sense of it. But yeah, the whole Gus scene was unnecessary. So that's kind of
Yes.
why that's why I gave it a lower than usual score. It didn't really serve any purpose, and the Mike and Mr. Varga scene was beautifully done.
Yep.
I loved the scene with Kim and Jimmy at the talking to Cheryl Hamlin, and of course, her leaving Jimmy, heartbreaking. And then we got to see a glimpse. I guess the reason why they had that final scene was to give us a glimpse and just to let us know, hey, we're now in not Better Call Bad, Breaking Bad. We're in Breaking Bad territory now. So stay tuned next week. We're gonna get this episode. And what was the last thing Saul said? He says, "Let justice be done through though the heavens." Okay, wait. I don't think I wrote this right. Let justice be done, though the heavens fall. So,
Yep.
next week, Better Call Saul. So,
Yes, sir.
So, but yeah, 8 out of 10 for me, and I'm sure everybody else. Just let us know what you're. I mean, I know people have been chatting the entire time. Yeah, if you haven't given your score, let us know what your score is.
Yep.
While Steve plugs his channel.
Well, just real quick, because just Judo Joker asked a good question real quick. How do you think Kim's going to be when we see her? Like in future Kim, do you think she's going to be good, doing better? Or do you think she's going to be a wreck?
Where's the?
It's right below Zach saying, "I'll take it." It's just a little bit up. Question for you guys: if we see Kim on her own, how do? Yeah, there you go.
I'll let you read it.
All right. Question for you guys: if you see Kim on her own, how do you think she's going to be doing? Moving on to bigger and better things, or sad and nostalgic for better times with like Gene, or anything else? What do you think? You want me to go first? I think she's going to be messed up. I think she's going to be a wreck. I think she's going to be messed up, and she's going to be searching for Jimmy because she made a mistake, and things just got worse for her because she couldn't get over her guilt, and I think she's going to be messed up, unfortunately.
I mean, the only thing that really has been making her happy based on her conversation was her doing those schemes with Jimmy. Like that was the only fun that she really has outside of working. And so she's probably not going to get over this anytime soon.
Yeah.
She thinks she wants to get away, but I don't think she's doing the runaway. It's either deal with it or run away. She's doing the runaway approach. And yeah, so next time we see her, she might not be in a good spot. I mean, she. Do you think maybe become drug addict or something? Or
It's possible, like she could go down a real dark hole, and maybe Jimmy Saul Jean goes looking for her and finds her and saves her. Maybe like she's drugged up, doped up, and like because she came from a rough place, right? So her past was rough. So maybe
yeah.
she's right back in there, and Jimmy goes and gets her. I mean, that'd be cool. I mean,
So
there's
you
a
think
million things could
so you
happen.
think him will be kidnapped by a gang of thugs, and then gets into his nobody. He gets into his nobody role, and then he starts beating the crap out. Saul starts beating the crap out of thugs left and right, even though he has bad knees.
What? No.
I'm just imagining a scenario in my brain right now where Kim is kidnapped by the thugs, and he has to go. Only way to rescue her, Saul has to become the guy from Nobody.
Sorry,
His
I
role from
missed the joke.
Nobody.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the guy from Nobody is really another alter ego of Jimmy McGill.
yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
Hmm.
I'm kidding. See,
So
sometimes a little
Nobody is
slow.
actually a spinoff of
I
Better Call
like it.
Saul.
I like it. But where's Lyle in that? Secret brother?
Lyle is actually the kingpin of the gang's secret uh, secret leader. He's
Oh, dude, I love
he
this Lyle meta. It's the best.
yeah, yeah.
It's so good. You guys are the
Yeah,
best.
and I hope nobody, and I hope it stays here. It stays here in the it stays here in the family. It just sounds weird too. It stays here in the stream. But yeah, that this but yeah, yeah, I think Kim, but in all seriousness, Kim will be. I think Kim will be messed up too. I'm not sure how far we'll go. I don't know if she'll be a drug addict. Maybe she'll just like she's obviously changing her career. So she's gonna go take a new. She's at a crossroads. She's gonna take a new. She's gonna do something different. Maybe she'll go into acting. You're muted.
I'm muted. Sorry, I was typing. Uh, I don't know. The possibility she's doing great. I mean, there's another. That's the other possibility. She wasn't really meant to be a lawyer. She stopped the lawyering, found something that she loved. Maybe she's helping kids or something, or troubled youth, or I don't know. She's a smart woman, right? So maybe she did. Maybe find out she's doing wonderfully, and it wrecks Jean at that point because she is better off without him, right?
Yeah,
That's a huge possibility too. So she's a very smart, capable woman who's been through a lot. Maybe she just being a lawyer was not the right profession for her, and she finds something that fits her better and gives her some joy. I
so
don't. I'm not sure that. I think unfortunately, maybe I'm just a dark person. I think it's going to be the other way around. I don't think. I think it's the Howard thing is going to haunt her.
yeah, I think it will. She's not over it. You could tell by her expression or her
Yeah.
acting. Yeah. Radio Chaos says, I wonder if Kim will get some of that Sandpiper money. She's gone. She's gone.
Well, I mean, I don't.
Jimmy's gonna
Man,
get all that money.
I wonder if she. I mean, that would be.
Oh,
I would
so
hope he maybe gives her some. I don't know. Maybe she won't take it. I don't know.
now that I think about it, are they still married?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't get divorced. She's just leaving, right?
She
I
just
mean, right
left.
now
But
she's
what we
not.
saw is she just left. I
Yeah,
don't know
she
if they
just.
got a divorce.
Yeah, well, right now they're currently at the end of this episode, not divorced. So it's one of those, and I don't see Jimmy rushing to go get a divorce, and she's just sort of getting out of there. They're not planning anything. So I think,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, she may get some of it. I mean, there obviously was no prenup or anything, so
Yeah.
I mean, he may give her half willingly. You don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So but yeah, we have I need you to address this for me because
Me? Okay.
yeah, I need you to address this.
Oh, what is wrong with you, Dovey? I respected you, sir. Doviande se tovias again. See, I've been practicing. You got to show up for my streams. Email me, buddy. I'll make sure you're informed. Um, You should watch it. It's great. Did you watch Breaking Bad? It's so like if you're looking for TV, man, it's you
It's,
can watch that
it's
whole
better than
thing.
Wheel of Time.
You'll have hours and hours of good TV. So,
Yeah.
it's great to
I
watch,
mean,
man.
if you like continuity, if you like respecting the viewer
Good
and
acting,
good
attention
acting,
to
great
detail.
attention to detail, cinematography, dialogue. It's all there. It's all there. It's all great. It's all great. So,
It
Loner
is.
Shark believes that Kim will have her own legal practice, so she's going to apply for probably. So he thinks or Loner Shark believes that Kim's going to apply for the bar in Nebraska. So
You think she's still going to be a lawyer? It's possible too.
possibly. I mean, only thing she did was she quit the bar in New Mexico. That doesn't mean she can't practice in another state.
See, that would be. I don't know though, because she even like, I don't know that she was finding any joy from it. Like, she wasn't getting any joy from the banking lawyering. She did do some other lawyering that she's doing the pro bono cases for the guys, and it seemed like it got to a point where even the pro bono stuff for the troubled people that can't afford a good lawyer, that didn't seem to be giving her any joy at all either. So, I mean, she could, maybe it's what she knows. She's good at it too. So I don't know. Maybe she does. It's a high possibility.
I think this was meant for you. Yeah, this
Yeah,
was meant for
I've
you.
been sort of talking with, because Dovey isn't getting notifications, so I'm trying to, he's my boy, Blue. I gotta get him around. I need the
Okay.
support.
James Robinson has a very interesting thing right here. Nobody is the Saul fan fiction that Lyle writes on his lunch breaks. Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that. Lyle is the real meth king. Yeah, Lyle is the real meth kingpin. That's right. Oh. Kim's gonna marry Lyle. Excuse me.
You're gonna have little Lyles, like Gene shows up. It's like, hey Kim, it's like, meet my husband Lyle. This is little Lyle Jr., Lyle the third. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, we got another super chat from Louis Berry.
Louis Berry. Wait, I think it's the same one, isn't it? I hope he didn't do it by mistake.
Oh, yeah, Hopes Tuco. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, same one. Hopes Tuco, Skylar, Walt Jr., Marie. Yeah. Well, thank you again. Just just leave something in the I'll have to look up. Louis Berry's. Say something else, and I'll shout you out.
Yeah, because Tuco, I would love to see Tuco, but I don't know. Maybe we'll just see him running naked in the street.
He's going woo, woo, woo. And of course, he has to beat the crap out of somebody.
Just in the background.
He breaks that guy. Remember, he broke those skateboarder dude's legs, and it got to the point where Jimmy, every time he heard a breadstick crack in half, he just like, it just reminded him of that.
Yeah. I love
is
it.
This is this acceptable? Is this acceptable?
Acceptable?
They definitely still care for each other. Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
We got the man and the myth and the legend right there.
The legend, yes.
Go east, young man. Go east. So Magic A says Kim moves to Omaha and opens a wig boutique, specializing in fake ponytails.
Yeah, her ponytail like boingy boingy boing. I don't know how she does it. It just like springs. Must take hard work.
Yeah. Kim won't want the Sandpiper money now that it's tainted. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely.
It's possible. Yeah, I think that's a good point.
I think I was off about Kim's personality. I think she's consistently doubled down, but that was only for Jimmy, it seems. Whenever bad things happen, she makes a dramatic life change, it seems. Yeah, I think she kind of left Nebraska originally under bad circumstances. At least that's what I think Peter Gould was hinting to. So,
yeah,
during Talking Saul for episode 7. So,
I really do think I like everybody's theory. I didn't even think about it, but I think a Kim episode would be really good. I think that could give us some good insight. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted at what's going on behind me. I apologize.
That's all right. XYZ Cross says Kim ends up in Huel's stomach.
Please stop.
So, oh man. Okay, I already said Kim's gonna marry Lyle. Loner Shark thinks Nacho is alive. Yeah, we could see that. Lyle is Howard and Cheryl's son. He's getting all the Sandpiper money. Doesn't have to work for Gus anymore, I guess.
Sure.
Okay.
Tuco would make a good drive-through cashier. Yeah, if he did, yeah, and if somebody insulted him, he would probably pick him up from the car.
Your burger's right.
Your burger's right, and he starts beating the shit.
You want mustard? You want mustard?
You want mustard? What did you? Like Tuco is like Joe Pesci from Goodfellas. Like, don't you agree? Like,
oh, absolutely.
What do you think? What do you think I'm funny, huh?
Absolutely.
Do I amuse you? Why you like every time his goons like repeat what he says, he gets pissed off. So.
Yeah, no, he's like the shortest fuse on the planet. Yeah, he's definitely Joe Pesci from. I wouldn't be surprised if you asked if that's where the inspiration for Tuco came from.
Easily.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I mean,
100.
I'm gonna be honest. I Scorsese is an auteur. Scorsese, Tarantino, all those directors are auteurs. I read an article recently from the Russo brothers that made Endgame and Infinity War. They're saying that auteur is the thing of the past, that it's not really necessary anymore. And I'm like, I think the auteur stuff was really good. So I love Scorsese and all those guys. I mean, auteur stuff has been around since the 40s. So
yeah, look, man, if it's entertaining and we'll craft it, I'll watch it. And they craft some damn good movies, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those. I'm with you. I like the Tuco's and MMA tight.
Yeah, tight. Yeah. I need you to address this one.
I haven't been caught up on media. I'm usually doing activities. Haven't seen Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad either. So Game of Thrones, just skip. No problem. You're good. Maybe watch season 1 and then just stop. Season 1 to 3. But, curiosity makes you go forward. So just skip Game of Thrones. I think you're probably okay with that. Go ahead.
Why don't we pretend we're on Twitter and let's just shame him right now?
Shame him.
Ding 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 ding. Yeah. Shame. Ding ding. Shame. Ding ding. Shame.
Well, when you have some media time, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Okay, don't worry about Wheel of Time. I will catch you up on that because it's garbage. So you can just EFAP it like you're watching me, because I plan on doing that for Wheel of Time this season. So you can just watch that through me. Okay, you can watch Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad instead.
Loner Shark says Skater Kids worked for Gus all along.
I love you, Dovey. You're the man. Sorry, Skater Kid worked for Gus. What are we talking about? Skater Kid?
Yeah, the Skater Kids from the very, very first 2 episodes. Remember when Tuco broke both their legs?
Oh,
because he was gonna off them because they called Grandma Salamanca. They call Abuela. They call his Abuela a biznatch, which is so early 2000s when I was in high school.
Biznatch, yeah, I remember. Yeah, Tuco was actually sort of calm for a while, right?
And he wanted to off them. It was Jimmy as a lawyer just trying to negotiate with them. It's like, you don't want them dead. You want them to live. You want them to live in fear of you.
Oh gosh.
And then he's like, just one. He's like, I'm gonna break both their legs. And like, no, we just want to break one leg to send a message.
Negotiating how many legs broke. I remember that's so good, man. So good.
But remember, I loved that episode. It was such a funny episode. Remember, like they hog tie Saul and those Skater Kids in the desert, and because they don't believe, because he keeps telling the truth that I'm a lawyer, and if Tuco doesn't believe him, so Saul comes up with a lie and says, I'm Special Agent Blair, or I'm Special Agent Blair of the DEA, and then this is where we meet Nacho, and then Nacho comes in and questions like, okay, well, what do we do? He's like, you do stuff. and then Nacho, this was season 1, so Nacho was menacing in the season. He was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Nacho was like, the next few words out of your mouth better be the truth. Yeah. The way he looked at it, I was like, ooh, he's not fine. And then that the fact that he said the way he said it made Saul, Jimmy, tell the truth. Because Jimmy can lie under a lot of pressure. I mean, look at
he does. He's not only master negotiator, but he's a great liar. Let's be real.
Yeah, so exactly.
Henry's linked this one a few times. I'm not gonna lie. I felt bad for Hector. He's trying so hard to tell everyone that Lalo was alive, and everyone just thinks she's senile. I think everybody's just tired of his bell.
Yeah.
I
Ding,
think,
ding, ding, ding,
yeah,
ding, ding, ding,
yeah.
ding.
That's part of what I was alluding to with that meeting. I think probably Don Eladio probably suspects that Gus is foul play with Lalo and just doesn't care. The Salamancas have been such a thorn and so such a rogue element. It's just like screw it.
We got a third. Okay, Henry Lemoyne's got a great point. We
Okay.
got our third star of the Lyle spinoff. So now it's not just Lyle and Gail. Now it's Price. Now we have Price with his bling mobile. Remember Price with the pills?
Which, oh my god,
He was the one,
wait.
the cobbler. Saul came up with like because he had the baseball cards.
Oh,
that him.
Yes.
He's like, I need to go to the police, and Mike's like, you're not going. Mike's like, you're not going to the police.
The Hummer guy with the baseball cards.
Yeah, and Mike is like, I am not getting into that. I am not getting into this thing.
He's
like, well, then the gravy train's is taking off. We're going. And Mike just walks away.
Dude, there's so many great characters.
I'll give you one last chance. I'm telling you.
Oh,
and the fact that it's funny that because Mike is working at the court as in the parking booth, and he sees Price. He's like, excuse me. He's like, what the hell are you? He's like, why are you here? He's like, pull over. We got to talk. Okay, we got to talk.
And he's just oblivious. He's like, what? It's my car.
It's my baseball. My dad's baseball cards.
I need my baseball cards.
And he tries to tell Price. He tries to tell Price, like, the police are after you. The police are after you, and he's like, I don't care. He's like, I don't care. Those cards mean to me. That remind me of my dad.
Yeah.
And then Mike was just like,
yeah,
I'll get your cards back.
All right.
And he's like, you do that for me? He's like, not for free.
Yeah. Yeah, back when he sort of scraping by, right? Yeah. So good.
I love it, but yeah, the whole Price and Mike stuff was funny.
Yeah.
Like he had those two other goons there. There was Trevor from the actor that plays Trevor from Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
And the other big dude. And Trevor has like the gun, and Mike just snatches the gun out of his hand. He's like, you bastard. And Mike just right in the neck.
Yeah,
he's
right.
Down on the ground.
Yeah,
and the other dude who is like 6'7" and like 300 pounds just looks at Mike and He's like, he runs away he runs away.
The henchman interviews, that was such a good scene too.
Yes, and what's great is they brought them back. So they brought them back, but with Saul. So
Saul used them to get the statue thing, the Hummel.
Well, he tries to use Trevor's character. But Trevor's like, okay, we'll do some kidnapping and we'll do this. And they're like, no, get out. They're like, get out. Him and Kim are like, get out. We don't want you. But the other dude, the big dude that ran away, the one that kind of ran away, seeing Mike, he was the one smashing the pinatas. And him and Huel were the ones smashing the pinatas when they were hanging those three
was it?
Muggers, those three kids, those three teenagers who mugged Jimmy in season 4 when he was selling the phones.
You're right. It was.
Yeah, it was that. They brought him back for that one.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I love this show.
Yeah, the show is hilarious.
We got to do a recap when it's over.
Oh yeah, I agree.
There's so much good stuff, man.
Yeah,
I'd watch it from season 1 all over again.
Yeah, and I'd love if the chat wants to come back, and I know the chat came mainly for after show to talk about this episode. Once again, thank you guys for coming.
Yeah,
awesome,
dude. 90. You were at 95 at one point, bro.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Let's get it up to highest.
Let's get it up to 100 for the next one, guys. Spread the word. Corporeal life form is where it is at for Better Call Saul content, man.
We bring everybody into the. We spread the conversation to the chat too, so it's not just us.
Well, yeah, the chat is way smarter than us. So thank you so much for all the comments and predictions and all the things we've missed. It really makes it that much more enjoyable. I love This is the best part of YouTube right here, being able to talk about this stuff and
Yes,
enjoy it with all you guys. It's
like
really great.
watching seasons 4 and 5, and them not having Talking Saul. At least, not them not having Talking Saul. I don't believe. I was like, well, what am I going to watch? And this was before. This was before I really got interested in YouTube, finding people that I liked that weren't cringe.
Yeah.
So I was really late to the game. Like, just because YouTube came out when I
Me
was.
too.
I mean, we were in our 20s when YouTube came out, so I just didn't get into it for years. I felt like I probably should have, but yeah, like this. I know things have changed, but this has been it's been a blast doing this. I wanted to create something that I felt was missing from my life, so I just went ahead and did it. And the after show was a great idea. I saw other YouTubers do after shows for Game of Thrones, so I was like, I'm going to do one for Better Call Saul. So I don't know of anyone that I follow that watches Better Call Saul. So then I'm the one that watches Better Call Saul, and Steve. I found Steve through our mutual friend Corey, and and that's how this magic has begun. So little history lesson of Nerdporial Better Call Saul after shows, which has only been a few months, well, since April actually. Now that I think about it.
And you got your Orville stuff going, which I love the after show trend. If I could make any of them, I try. I love them. So
but that after shows at like midnight.
It's hard.
There's only
I still feel bad. I still feel bad. I fell asleep on you right on this keyboard right here. It's like no.
He says, "Do I need to be a virgin to watch this show?" Says Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden from Fight Club.
Fight Club. I don't think that's a problem for Tyler Durden being a virgin, but
no. And I like his. I like Tyler's. I like Tyler's
artwork.
Yeah, that's Samus X from Metroid Fusion.
Oh,
and I'm a big Metroid fan too. It's my favorite currently my favorite video game series. So yeah.
The fat guy was in the car in El Camino too. Magic Ace says, "Can you believe that?"
Which one?
Right above Tyler Durden. The big guy that ran away was the driver. Oh, one down. Oh yeah, no. Travis got it first. Travis gets credit. Magic Ace, you're late to the party today.
They brought him back for really? When? I have to rewatch it now.
Yeah, right. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
The big guy that ran away was the driver who brought the hookers to the welding shop in El Camino. Oh, was that him? Oh, I'll have to rewatch it. Now I got it.
That's great.
It's so weird. I didn't notice that. Wow.
Hey man, working on Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad equals job security, even if you're a low player. You're coming back.
Yeah, and except for Jeff the cab driver. That's the one weird exception.
Yeah.
So
yes, sir. Sweet.
And Manyan says, "Kind of happy Kim's gone." Well, I'm not. I like Kim. I think Kim's pretty. I like it. She's a great character.
I can get why some people might not like her, but I enjoy her most of the time.
Oh, I'm not gonna read that.
Too late. You put it on the screen.
I did. Cover your eyes and ears, kids. Cover your eyes and ears. Travis Gray says the way the episode ended, you could watch Breaking Bad right after this, and you wouldn't be lost. Yeah, it's true.
Yep, true. I think that's and that's the beauty of. I think that's the beauty of this episode. And that's what you were saying about it sort of being almost a season, a finale episode.
I saw a funny comment that said that the Fly from Breaking Bad is Lalo reincarnated, and he's still trying to ruin Gus's operation by contaminating the lab. Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, he said that.
I said that back
that was
in.
Him.
I said that a few after shows ago.
Yeah, I think that was like one.
Unless someone else watched my after show and said the same thing.
Yeah, go back watch our first few. I know I recall you saying that like several times that the Fly is Lalo. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, I have to. Monian says, "Will they ever reveal that Gus is gay?" Well, they kind of did. They kind of did with the scene.
Yeah.
The scene was him, like he was eyeing that guy. They were having conversation. It looked like it was going to be something, deeper than just simply, being fascinated with wine. But I think this was it. That scene with Gus in the restaurant at the bar was pretty much it.
It's as close as you can get to confirming it without him just full on kissing the dude.
Yeah, and there's more. I mean, yeah. Why should they?
Kim
That's not
flashback
necessary.
theory.
Yeah.
Where's the Kim flashback theory? I know we're running a little long, but Judo Joker, I'm gonna keep begging you guys to read my Kim flashback theory. I never saw a Kim flashback theory. I love your theories, dude. I haven't seen it. Copy it, paste it. Where is it? I'm looking.
Yeah.
Let's
So
get
much
it back up
chat.
there.
It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, chat's been so busy. It's awesome. You guys are the best.
Yeah, you guys are the
been
best.
Great. Yeah, man. Maybe we'll end on that because we've been here like what 2.5 hours. Can you believe it? It's been great. I'm having a ball. I hope you are.
Yeah, it's been like it's been like in between for like the last couple hours. It's been between like 65 or like 60 to 95.
You've been pretty close to 80 almost the whole time.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
smash the like. Let's get those thumbs up.
Yeah, hit the like button.
Come on.
Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already.
There you go.
So, but
give me a pity subscribe while you're at it.
Yeah, subscribe to Prophet of the Dragon. He's been doing a lot of his own content now. He's streaming Wheel of Time. You talk about Wheel of Time stuff, and you stream with your son playing the Wheel of Time game from the 90s.
We're gonna play some other stuff. I wanted you to let me in on your Ninja Turtles, but you never responded to me, man.
Oh well, because I was streaming playing it. So
that's a fun game, though. Sorry.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I played. I beat it. I don't think there's any more point to playing unless multiplayer or something.
Yeah, it's fun though. Yeah,
because that's what I used to do as a kid. I used to play with my dad, play two players.
Yeah, we gotta hook up, dude. We gotta hook up, play some games.
Yeah,
it could be fun.
I don't know how to set that up though. That's
we'll talk. I know how.
Okay,
I got you.
Okay,
I got you.
All right, we can. All right,
we'll do lunch.
But yeah, Judo Joker says, all right. This is his.
This is it. All right, here we go. Kim starts scamming the cat with the Kettlemans. Sorry, Radio Chaos, you got it. Sorry, it's right above that one. The Kettlemans are coming back. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
They came back in the. You saw the American Money or American Dream.
It was very
they
good.
Came back
very good. That was awesome.
So Judo Joker says, if we get a Kim-centric episode, Cold Open will be a flashback of her leaving Nebraska after helping her mom cover up a fatal hit and run. Wow, that's actually a very good theory. I could see that now.
Yeah.
Fatal hit and run.
I like that.
So will it just be her leaving, or will it be her mom leaving too? Judo Joker, got to elaborate.
No, I think it'll probably be her helping cover up and then bolting. So Terminal List was awesome.
I'm not finished yet.
Wait. You've watched the Terminal List, but not Better Call Saul? I thought you said you weren't watching media, man. Come on, Dovey.
I'm halfway. I still haven't finished. I think I watched episode 4.
Yeah, so I loved it. I thought it was great, and part of it is the part of what I like. So, and I know we're talking Better Call Saul, but I'm just going to take a quick segue here. My father has read the books, and so it was interesting sitting there and having a conversation with him about Terminal List, the changes they did make from the book to the movie or to the show. I'm sorry, but he was actually quite happy because the changes actually made sense and in the end they end up in the same place they should, even though they got there a little differently. They made some changes that made sense for the show, but they still ended up in the same place. And that's how you do an adaptation. You pay honor to the source material. If you have to make a few changes, you make them. But if they make sense, the audience is not going to get on your case for the most part. They're going to be like, okay, I can see why that change was made. As long as you're honoring everything. We can't seem to understand that with a lot of media these days. But like shows like Reacher and Terminal List seem to have got it right. And I would like to see more doing that. So... Sorry, off my soapbox.
It is not rocket science. It is not rocket science. It's easy. Yeah. It's not that hard to get customers, get viewers to get behind you. When you be divisive, you're only hurting yourselves. So, but going back, so I did have a question about Terminal List. So this season covers a single book, right? And there's more books in the series.
There's a bunch, yeah.
Okay, so then there's more story to tell after this. Okay, interesting.
There's there's a bunch. I think there's like 6 books.
Okay. All right.
There's a lot
Definitely.
to go. Yeah.
Okay. I can't wait to check it out then. So I can't wait to finish the season. So,
Yeah,
um,
my father says that the books just keep getting better. So,
okay.
I
So,
hope.
Julia Joker just says, just Kim, like her leaving Jimmy this episode, running away from her troubled past, trying to move on to the next thing. Okay. Yeah. All right. Makes sense. I could see that. And Henry Lemoyne says he's hyped to see Walt in episode 10. And some jerk named Prophet says, my oldest son and I play World of Warcraft and may stream that someday. And I don't know why I'm reading this. Sorry.
It was response to Dovey, my man. Sorry.
Pirate Alex, what's up, Pirate Alex? He says it probably ended in Breaking Bad era because he mentioned the public masturbation case. Yeah, that's probably it.
That's me again. That's me again.
And then somebody screamed out Rip-A-Verse.
Yes, Rip-A-Verse. Here. Agreed.
I mean, if you want something that is that adheres to a timeline, that adheres to that cares about continuity, that cares about that respects the customer, then that's it.
Yep.
So I mean, so don't believe everything you hear about that. I did order a copy just for the support, and I read the synopsis. It looks interesting. Yep, I'm not a comic book fan.
I ordered. I'm not a comic book man either, but I'm supporting what he's. I listen to Ripper quite a bit, so I like what he's doing. I supported it.
Okay. So. Yeah, same. So, all right.
Well,
anything else you want to plug?
Just hey, channel memberships are open if you like Wheel of Time or anything. I'm doing some other things, as you guys probably saw in my conversation with Doviande Say Tovius again in the chat, branching out some, So I love suggestions. If you guys like seeing me talk about stuff, I watch all kinds of stuff. So might get into some other reviews and stuff like that too. But membership's open. Trying to get streaming more regularly on some Wheel of Time stuff mostly, because that seems to be what my channel devolves into when we go on live streams. But everyone, I would like to get this man over here on my stream on my channel to do something. We got to figure that out. So we like talking, so it's fun. So
we gel well.
We do, man. I love you, bro. I love you.
Love you
that's
too.
not in the gay way, okay? We're not going that way. I'm not gonna guss you, okay? Sorry.
Oh.
But yeah, Prophet of the Dragon. Okay, Prophet of the Dragon YouTube channel. Please, give me a pity subscriber. Just subscribe and enjoy my content and razz me over there. So we're gonna be doing some more stuff and having some fun.
Yeah. Dad, everybody subscribe to put your link in the chat.
Yeah, I got you. I'll do it. Thank you.
But yeah, for me, once again, I'm doing these every week, doing these after shows every week. And if you watch The Orville, I do an after show for The Orville the moment it comes out. They come out at 11 p.m. Central Time on Hulu, and I watch it the moment it drops, and then I do an after show right after that. I usually have usually have a guest, and I have multiple co-panelists. So if you watch The Orville, check me out. Usually it's Thursdays at midnight Central Time, because they drop Wednesday nights at 11 p.m. So that's one thing I'm doing. I play a game. I do a game stream every now and then where I play a game, and the whole screen is the game. I don't show my face for that. So my current video project I'm working on right now is for Zelda Ocarina of Time, my favorite video game of all time, or the game that holds the most weight in my heart, because it's just a beautiful game about the effects of time and just the characters and everything. The world is beautiful. The gameplay is riveting, and the story is compelling. It's everything great about it. So that's I'm currently I'm writing it. I'm going through the entire game, so I'm not just writing my thoughts about it, but I'm actually I'm typing through the entire game in my own words. So right now I'm in the Water Temple.
Nice.
Water Temple. So,
I love that game. Such a good game.
Yes. So that's my thing. And then of course, I was going to say for the final episode, Better Call Saul. And this is if you guys in the chat are interested. I talked to Prophet about this. I was thinking of not just having the two of us, but have this would be first come, first serve. Of course, I can only have 10 people in the
Cycle
chat.
in some people, maybe, yeah.
10 people on stream at once, but I can cycle people through. So if you guys are interested in wanting to talk about the final episode, I'm going to put the link to my StreamYards for the final episode up. So just make sure you have headphones, make sure you have a mic or something that you can talk into so that we can hear you, and just bring your thoughts and bring the we're gonna extend the conversation for the finale. Yeah. That's what I want to do. So if you're interested, once again, make sure you have headphones, make sure you have a mic or something to speak into, computer or whatever.
Remember priority.
Yeah. And so and then once again, it's first come, first serve, and I hope you guys join the conversation. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will be. I think it'll be. Maybe not 10. We might be jumping all over each other, but I don't know. Whatever. It'll be fun, right? We can gush about this show. Hopefully. I really hope, like, this one sticks the landing, and we're not, unfortunately, with everybody joining everybody in here going, what the heck did they do? I'm really hoping for that stuck landing, and we can be all.
I'm hoping so too.
Celebrate the capping of a fantastic series. That's my hope, and I think we're gonna get it.
I'm so glad I wasn't a YouTuber when Game of Thrones ended, because I would be, oh my gosh, that was such a downer.
I wish I was. I had so much to say.
That was same here. I was like, but it was because of it's because of Game of Thrones that I founded like a lot of people in this community.
Yep.
And because I thought I was alone. I thought I was the only one that felt this way.
Yep.
And I wasn't.
Yep.
It was
Last Jedi and Game of Thrones for me were the ones that I thought I was alone, and went searching and found people that are saying it was garbage. So it was one of those right there with you, bro. And better for it. I wish I was YouTube, and then I had a lot to say, so I wish I found YouTube a little sooner. But you know what? I'm glad I'm here now, right?
Yeah, Game of Thrones was such a downer. Like I was so upset. Like, because I read all 5 books.
I'm sorry.
And I loved the first 4. I loved the 4 seasons, and I was okay with season 5.
Yeah,
I was okay with season 6, most of it. Season 7 got kind of like this is not interesting anymore. And season 8 just the way they killed Littlefinger was stupid.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. So
I'm right there too. Is Orville is the next episode of Orville the last one? OVS?
No, it's there's the one this week, and then there's 2 more. So it's going to be a 10 episode season. So Orville's going to end. Orville's going to end a couple of weeks before Better Call Saul, and then right after Better Call Saul, House of the Dragon starts. So
dude, I'm there for it.
See, I'm gonna see if Corey or anyone else from there wants to join in. Whoever's gonna watch it.
Yeah. Well, if you want, I'm there with you, brother. I'll be your wingman.
Yeah, and then of course, there's the infamous that everybody's talking about, Rings of Power.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. We'll see.
Yeah.
Trying to keep an open mind. We'll see.
Yeah. So. Other than that, everybody, it's been 2 hours, 42 minutes.
Man,
thank you so much thank you so much. Yeah. Once again, thank you so much for coming to the stream. Once again, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and follow Prophet. Me and Prophet are both on Twitter.
Yep.
Your handle, I believe, is just
it's at _POTD, I think.
Okay. And of course, once again, mine is at Nerdporial, just the word Nerdporial by itself. Same spelling as what you see on the screen. What else? I also, if you're in Discord, I have a Discord server that I barely check out. I have Instagram. If you have Instagram, I have Instagram, the Nerdporial Lifeform, all one word. So you can check me out there. And then, of course, there's merch. If you like, the Nerdporial, if you like the Nerdporial image right here, I have a shirt for that, and I have a glass. I even have a tumbler. Here you go. Here I have a tumbler here. So, and it's all linked in the description. So if you're interested in any merchandise,
I forgot. I made a merch store too. Not that anybody might want anything, but it's got my logo stuff on it. Just profitofthedragon.com. I forgot I did that.
Oh my!
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh! My bald head. I'm not completely bald, but yeah. My head's too tough. It'll give you indigestion. That's a quote from the Stooges. But yeah, so yeah, and once again, yeah, and I also have memberships too. So, Profit, you're a member.
Sure.
So yeah, I have memberships myself. One's called Shameless Plug. That's cheaper than a cup of coffee. Then there's Wings of Nerdporials, because I always say, may the wings of Nerdporials carry you to happiness or carry you to the next episode of Better Call Saul. And then of course my highest level is the Admiral, which you see right here. And we're like, why do you say it that way? Why do you say it Admiral like this? Well, there's one reason for that, and I'll show you the clip right here. Admiral.
There you go.
You didn't know who that was? That's Ricardo Montalban from Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. That's Khan himself. And he says it in a menacing way, Admiral. Because he realizes Captain Kirk is now an admiral. And he's like, oof, I want more revenge on him now because he's an admiral. Yeah, that's basically what it is. So,
all right.
But yeah, so that's my monologue. Hopefully, unlike Better Call Saul, I won't get whacked by Lalo or by whoever. So, but other than that, yeah. Once again, Steve, thank you for coming on to join me with the stream.
Always.
And chat, you guys were awesome. Chat, you're awesome. And look what Dovey says. Merch, doing big things. Oh, it's been up there for a while. I just haven't been advertising it. So
yeah, me too. Yeah, I think we're both new merchers. So I have my merch store. So whatever. Don't downgrade off my channel, man. Come on.
I'm a member on too many channels. I'm probably gonna have to. I did the same thing too. I downgraded.
I know I did too. I had to. I was members of a lot. I reconsolidated. So
I mean, because there's just not enough going on with these other channels, and it's just I was like, yeah,
yep, makes sense.
Doing my own thing now. Do my own thing. So
yes, sir.
But yeah, next week, can't wait.
I'm ready for it.
So am I. So other than that, everybody, take care. And because of the change in scenery, now I have to make a new opening. I'm gonna have to make a new opening now since the Better Call Saul is different now. So I'm gonna end it on this little outro. I'll just take the intro that we did and end it on as an outro as well, because it's gonna be totally different next week. So just keep this in mind. So that everybody have a good one.
Hail the Lord Dragon. Gotta get it in. Bye.